Ooh, hey, fam, how you doing tonight? Yeah, you know it. One thing about being a 49er fan, this is not a team for the soft at heart. You got to be ready for emotional roller coasters, traumas, moments of unbelievable jubilation, and suddenly cast into the darkness to rise up like a phoenix from the ashes, like the 49ers appear to be doing before our very eyes. Woo! We are now seen by the league as a top threat. I mean, people are saying things like, was that Rex Ryan? Is it Rex Ryan? The 49ers are the top challenge for the Eagles. What? See, y'all wasn't talking about what happened to the Cowboys? How about the Vikings? Need I mention the Los Angeles Rams? Wait, let me do the Giranchero. Here's the thing. Sharice, you're doing good work, and I see you back in there. Work them Rams, work them Rams, work them Rams. Old Man 803, you know what? I got to agree with that. Yeah, the Hawks. Geno Smith has to be the comeback player of the year should he be able to sustain what he's doing now. And I've already given you Coach of the Year. That's all I'm giving you. Beyond that, I'm giving your team nothing but an ass whooping. Oh, I'm loving this time of we're going to week 10. Fam, the 49ers impressive beating of the Rams along with the addition of Christian McCaffrey, of whom within 2 games has added an exclamation point to what the head coach Kyle Shanahan loves to do. I mean, he came in there and he underlined, he bracketed, he put, he did everything that Kyle likes to do. That's why he said that day, oh, it's going to be fun game planning with this guy. Because McCaffrey does exactly what he wants his people to do. And he comes in and does it. I ain't going to start nothing, man, because you know what? I still love me some Debo and everybody else on the team that's been there for a while. You can tell I do. I'm just saying, I'm looking at McCaffrey, and he's as good. When you get players, I'll put it this way. He's as good, okay? And damn sure as good. We'll see as the season goes along. Who we're talking about who the offensive MVP is. And I can't wait to see what happens. But he's got to stay healthy, though, and this is the only issue we got to be concerned with. The reports out of Santa Clara are that some of the important defensive players that have been missing time are making their way back as early as the upcoming Week 10 contest this Sunday versus the Chargers. Oh, I don't care what anybody says. Ain't nobody going nowhere with a sorry-ass defense. I don't care who the quarterback is, who is on the offense. If your defense sucks, you're going to lose. That goes to Aaron and everybody else who's apparently doesn't have an offense to help him out either. I'm not getting started today. But tonight, after reviewing today's power rankings from around the NFL, we're going to the phones, and you give us your feeling on the power rankings right now. And by the way, Eric Armstead, who's extremely important, he doesn't get enough love, but he told NBC Sports Bay Area that his return is coming soon. I don't know if that means this weekend. It sounds like it might. But Big A said yesterday, that he is nearly recovered from a hairline fracture in his left ankle that has kept him out of the lineup since week 4. When he says nearly, that's what I pause, gives me pause, because is he coming back this weekend or not? Armstead is quoted saying during the Niners open locker room availability yesterday, quote, I was hoping to be on the earlier side of returning, but I'm still on schedule, unquote. So you know what? Maybe not. It would be nice. So Eric, as you'll remember, has also been recovering from plantar fasciitis in the same foot. It's a lot going on one foot, ain't it? That wasn't helped by playing in the Niners' Week 4 beatdown of the Rams. Eric's bad start to the season started with him experiencing pain in his foot in the season opener against the Chicago Bears. With the pain increasing, the Niners' next game at Levi Stadium, during which time we returned to beat down the Hawks. I like that word, beat down. It has so many implications. The Niners' medical and training staff have been careful today, wanting to ensure that he does not return too soon, causing a setback that could keep him out for an even longer stretch, and we need him. I'll explain that in a moment, too. Normal recovery for a fracture ranges from 4 to 6 weeks, with Eric's size and weight possibly making a return from a foot ankle injury even longer. Eric, stay off the foot, man, until it's done. The Niners' Week 10 matchup with the Chargers would make 6 weeks since Armstead's injury occurred. Eric did say that he needs to be pain-free to return to practice, which he said has been very frustrating. Dude had not missed a game in his last 4 seasons with the Niners and might be one of those more underappreciated contributors on the 49ers D. And I know that because of what the things that are being said about him. AA's work isn't always highly visible on the stat sheets, but what AA does do is clog up the middle of the field, which is a substantial part of the D-line's ability to stop the run. Now, fam, what we've seen in the absence of Eric Armstead while he's been gone, teams are running the hell on us. They're running all over our ass. That wasn't happening when he was out there. It wasn't. I mean, I know DJ Jones makes a difference too, but you still. Eric can't come back fast enough, as the Niners D is set to face a long list of very talented running backs in the games coming up. Starting with this weekend's Austin Eckler. And you know that dude, man, I tell you, boy, Eckler could kill you by himself. And I don't know about their wide receivers coming back this week, but you know, Eckler's that boy, man. I tell you, you got to put a body and helmet on him quickly as soon as he comes out that line of scrimmage, or he will make a 5-yard gain in 9, 10, 11, 12 yards. But, you know, fam, the Niners are getting healthier. And yesterday the team opened up the 21-day practice window for 3 players. Elijah Mitchell, Mrs. Mitchell's baby boy is on his way back. Aziz Al-Shar, old lineman Colton McKivitz, so in case anything goes wrong with, you know what, though? I don't have a problem anymore with that guy that came in. His name's always slips me. That Trent Williams has been coaching up and made him a lot better. So I'm feeling better about that right side should anything happen to McGlinchey. The return plus the addition of Christian McCaffrey would bolster a 4-4 roster looking to make a playoff push in the second half of the season. For sure. How about the return of Deebo Samuel? We get Rams. Rams, you need to come in here and hear this. Yeah, you do. You owe me. You've been bothering my people forever. How long? Get in here and listen. You mother scratchers. Hey, how about the return of Juice as well? Does that get you pumped up? They weren't there for this last massacre. What if they would have been? They'd still be trying to get that blood stain off that grass. It's so fine. Just kidding. They returned to practice yesterday as well. Both Mr. Niners Week 8 beat down of the Rams. Wait, there's more. Dre Greenlaw, Jason Verrett, and wide receiver Juwan Jennings also are nearing returns, which probably means Kyle's going to play anybody that's just 80% ready for the Chargers. Let me quickly go over some of the more prominent power rankings around the web and where San Francisco currently stands within each. Let's go to The Athletic. Current ranking 6 from the previous ranking of 5. Previous ranking 6, if they were 5 last week, they're 6 now. I'm not sure what's going on with The Athletic. You know what? Some of these, I'm reading these, and they don't make sense to me. Current ranking number 6, previous ranking number 5. You know what? This is like, is that better or worse? Current ranking 6, previous ranking. If we were 5 before the list, and we're 6 now? That's not good. That's NFL.com. But NFL.com does say perhaps feeling emboldened after Christian McCaffrey's dominant hat-trick performance against the Rams. The Niners pulled the trigger on a trade that sent starting running back Jeff Wilson Jr. to the Dolphins in exchange for a day 3 draft pick. Parting ways with a quality depth piece behind the injury-prone McCaffrey would feel more risky if Elijah Mitchell weren't back on the radar. Mitchell, who was set to return Sunday night against the Chargers after missing 2 months with a knee injury, could be a starter for many a team. Pairing CMC with Mitchell gives San Francisco one of the most talented backfields in football. Dan Hansis. Sports Illustrated says current ranking 7, previous ranking 4. I'm not sure how to read this, fam. Is it number 4 or number 7? Which is better? I'm confused by their ranking. But it doesn't sound like anything negative. So maybe I'm reading it wrong. I need to go back and look at the whole chart. We expected the season would be a referendum on the decision to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo to Trey Lance. Instead, Jimmy G is now back at the controls, this time with Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. The Niners are a matchup nightmare. They use the word nightmare with a ranking higher than their record would indicate. MMQB staff. Oh, that's a room full of guys. And they took a poll. They took an average. The Ringer says current ranking's 8. They have not changed, though, from their last ranking, which is also continues to be 8. The 49ers need to get healthy, period. Boy, that's the understatement of the year regarding the 49ers. If they ever stay healthy, look out, NFL. And they're battling a myriad of injuries, specifically on defense. San Francisco ranked 23rd in total points allowed in weeks 5 through 8. That is not normal for the 49ers. Expectations at defensive tackle Eric Armstead, linebacker Dre Greenlaw, and cornerback Jason Verrett will be healthy enough to play in Week 10 as the 49ers return from their bye. And the offense, though it has had success regardless of injuries in recent weeks, will also benefit from the return of Mrs. Debo's. Mrs. Debo, I like that even better. Mrs. Samuel's baby boy, Debo. Elijah Mitchell and Kyle Juszczyk. The outlook for San Francisco is overwhelmingly positive if they could just stay the hell healthy. He didn't say that, but I did. And that's priced into the futures market. God. The 49ers aren't even a game above 500, still have better odds to make the postseason than every NFC team outside the Eagles, Vikings, and the Cowboys. Austin Gale, USA Today, current rankings 8, previous rankings 7. Declining numbers better? A team that looks primed to make it a strong second-half run could also be getting dynamic running back Elijah Mitchell, who suffered a Week 1 knee injury, back soon to complement new running back 1, Christian McCaffrey, Nate Davis. Yahoo Sports, current ranking 8, previous rank 8. They've not changed their mind yet. Debo Samuel returned to practice after missing a game. We should see the 49ers offense look mostly complete. Now we can see what the 49ers can do with this impressive collection of talent. Frank Schwab. Sporting News, current ranking 9, previous rank 10. I think the declining number is a good thing. The 49ers will be happy to be well-rested and healthy for the second half of the season with Christian McCaffrey. And 2, for what might become league's most diverse offense. The defense, however, remains a backbone for another Super Bowl run. Vinny Liar and Bleacher Report. Their current rankings number 10, previous rank number 8. If anybody understands what they're doing here with these numbers, tell me, because I'm very confused because some of them fluctuate back and forth in a direction that doesn't leave you to define what they're talking about. The San Francisco 49ers, but here's what Bleacher Report does say. The San Francisco 49ers don't have the best record in the NFL or the best record in the NFC or the best record in the NFC West. Oh, snap, Max, bow, by bam. Come on, Bleacher Report. There's no need in putting out statements like that. That's just unnecessary. Or the best record in the NFC West. We've beaten the team that's in the NFC West lead. Shut up. But after trading for star running back Christian McCaffrey, the 49ers could be one of the best teams in the league. They certainly looked the part in taking apart the defending Super Bowl champions in Week 8. Once the Niners are at full strength, or close to it, they will have enough firepower on offense and the league's best defense in terms of yards allowed. And that could make them the biggest threat to the Eagles in the NFC. Bleacher Report, after starting out with them nasty jokes, you ended that line with a bottom line that I'm loving. NFL staff, CBS Sports, current ranking 10, previous rank 10. We've not moved on their scale. They go on to say they came off their bye with a tough game with the Chargers. Sunday night, they looked to carry over their momentum from the week before the bye when they blew out the Rams. Pete Prisco, and Pete, I've never liked you. Even back in the Harbaugh days, I thought you just sucked. If I saw you walking out the street, I'd hit you right in the face. But today, Pete, you didn't make me mad. I understand. I understand what you're saying here. ESPN current rankings 10, previous rank 9. Despite missing a game with a groin injury, Bosa has been the Niners' most consistent performer on the team's best unit. I'd forgotten about that. I was worried about that. Nick's okay, isn't he? He's not holding back. The groin apparently is okay. And I know it's okay now after 2 weeks and up with treatment. Nick is tied for second most in the NFL in sacks, 8.5 is third in pressure. Percentage is 16.3% and is tied for ninth in pass rush. Win rate 23%. Bosa's also stout against the run, which is one of the reasons why I guess we haven't been totally pulverized. Oh, man. I like Ridgeway, though, and Givens. I'm not mad at him, but I just know add Eric in there and it'll be enough, probably. It's Eric's long, and with the kind of defense we play, you need that because the linebackers need time to react to get that gap filled. On the 49ers defense that has been plagued by injury, he has proved to be the one player San Francisco can't afford to lose. Nick Wagner, ESPN. Pro Football Talk, current rankings 11, previous rank 12. Forget about the record. If enough of their core players stay healthy, they easily could end up in the Super Bowl. Get ready for this. Guess who said that? Yeah, Mike, I hate the 49ers for you. What? If Florio says it, boy, it's serious. I'm watching the dailies as fast as I can. I'm seeing Pete. Andrew Hawkins was on a show talking badly about, but you know what? Oh, Jesus. Anyway, the 49ers, man, I tell you, if they can stay healthy, and like we're saying, if Kyle Shanahan can do his thing, he's got no excuse now, Kyle. If you thought you saw some weaknesses on your roster that you couldn't do all the things you wanted to do, well, now your ass better, because you know you can get it done and get your foot off of that conservative pedal. God. Anyway, fam, I gotta tell you, well, I love this. Let's go ahead. Hey. We went through this yesterday. Let me get Fly Guy first. Fly Guy, Fly Guy, Fly Guy, Fly Guy.
Don't move.
Fly Guy, I'm having fun with this, as you can see today, man. I'm telling you, man. I just get if they win this next game, Flag, I'm gonna be bouncing off the walls next. You know what I'm saying? How you feeling about this, man? What's your power rankings look like? Because last week you was a little skeptical. You was a little concerned about a number of issues. Have you changed your mind, and are you going along with the hype, or are you still being, man, Ronbo? You got to wait a minute, man. What's happening with you?
you just answered your own question.
I know.
You gotta
wait a minute.
Yeah, man. It's too early, Ronbo.
Yeah, it is.
It's like we doing all this talking. We hype, and they looking at us like, and we get blowed out. They like, who let this fool? Like, come on, man. I don't want to look like that. Me, I hope we win. You feel me?
Yeah.
But the way we playing, we can't brag. We ain't see nothing yet.
Yeah.
Because
beating the Rams ain't nobody. I agree.
Yeah. We are week 10, and we only got 4 wins. That's not good.
Reality. Oh my God, I wasn't ready for that. Oh, but we was crippled. We was sick. We've taken some medication. We've had some rehab. We are different than that 4-4 record.
At this point right now, I think every game is almost like a must win right now.
For the next few weeks, or at least 4 weeks. Actually, you're right.
No, because the reason I'm saying is a must win. It's not like we don't have another chance. I'm just saying, in order for us to compete, we can't be losing no more games if we want to catch up with the Seahawks.
No, you're right.
Yeah,
they gave us
every game from now on.
Do you know we're a touchdown favorite to win this game? I don't know what they're going by. I would have gave us 4 points. They gave us 7. What? Well, you know why though? Because them boys don't have no run defense. And what do we like to do? Oh! Okay, we'll see. But go ahead.
See, that's the mentality that's messing up Kyle's offense, is trying to force the run. Like, you don't have to force the run. Run it when it's available. Like, start off with some passes or start off with a few running passes. Mix it up. Run when they think you're gonna pass, and pass when they think you're gonna run. You got to keep the defense up.
Honest.
Yeah, you can't just be okay, we gotta run the ball, and they put everybody in the box. We gonna run the ball. You can people
And then we
kill.
do.
You can't do that. This is a game of chance. Like you think I'm gonna run and I pass. Like let's say third and one. They think you're gonna run that 1 yard. Play action that. Take a shot down the field. Kyle's not doing those kind of plays. You see, McDaniel did it at the end of the game, at the Dolphin game.
Mm-hmm.
They almost scored a long touchdown. If they got in, he underthrew the ball a little bit.
Mm.
So that's how you catch the defense. Third and one, Ronbo. Kyle would go for the first down because he wanted another 4 down to keep running. You easily can play action that.
He's been throwing a little bit more. You know, we didn't see Jimmy up in the 20s more than 2 or 3 times a year. I think we've seen Jimmy up past the 20s now a couple of times in these 8 games at least.
Jimmy's playing well. What I think we're not doing, we're not calling the right plays at the right time.
Well, yeah,
like I see it
because we're throwing the ball more. I think.
Yeah, you cannot beat another team when the other team know what you're gonna do.
Well,
they know you're gonna run the ball. Come on, you have to balance the offense. You can't just be like, you can have a strong running game, but that don't mean the whole game is gonna be running till you all the running back is gone.
You know what I'm gonna do? Let's from here on out, you and I and everybody else is concerned about this. Why don't we take stats on the run to pass ratio? You know, because I think the 49ers are throwing a bit more than they used to. If I'm not, my imagination is not going over wild. They're throwing the ball, Fly Guy.
We just started picking it up like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
because we're not even passing the ball. We just started picking it up. George Kittle getting involved now.
Yeah.
Debo haven't even taken off yet. Debo's still at the barbecue.
His own fault. Him and his extra thick hamstrings. You know, they just not built for a whooping, a beating, and especially for weeks after week after week. It's the way he runs, hardcore, stampede. Just get out the way. If you don't get out the street, I'm running you over. So you know that's a wear and tear thing.
Remember what I was telling you before in the off season, right? I was telling you that 49ers should go ahead and sign Odell Beckham, and you was like, no, he's hurt. I'm like, so what? Just sign him and hold him. We can use him later on. But now,
you know what you'll be happy to hear? There's rumors going around now that the 49ers are probably in a bidding war for OBJ. I think it's I don't believe that.
That's what I was trying to tell you. We should have signed him when he was injured. That's why I was saying before.
And then wait for him to heal up. That's a risk, though. Yeah. Odell ain't going for no little money.
But while you injured, you will get something. But now
we're not getting anything.
He went through all that. Nah, right now he ain't taking nothing small because he feel like I'm back healthy. So
I don't know if he ever would have taken any small money though. You know, can you try to tell OBJ, we love you, man. We think you're above everybody. But listen, we need to prove it from you, and we're going to give you a prove it wait, before you say anything, and incentives laden. I mean, Odell, if you meet all these qualifications, you're going to be one of the richest wide receivers in the NFL. See that? I don't know if he'd buy that or not.
I ain't gonna lie, just like McCaffrey came and gave us a spark in the offense.
Oh,
we can bring Odell in because Debo is at the barbecue. He ain't gonna.
And you know what? Odell's gonna want. GB Bull points out he's gonna want multiple years. Fly Guy, let's talk. You know what? Let's see if the press conference is about tomorrow. We may be back tomorrow. All right.
Yeah.
All right, fam. Always appreciate you. Have a good night, Fly Guy. I love the Fly Guy. His angle on things are like and T-Flow and Ali. T-Flow is a little bit the same. They're very cautious. They don't like to come in there shooting the guns in the air like I do all the time. T-Flow, come on in, Ali.
Hi, Ronbo.
What's
what's up, Ronbo?
You know what I'm saying, man? Because I came in here, man, like I was just saying, man, I'm coming in here just hooping and hollering and ranchero screaming and everything, you know. Hey, yeah, hey,
No,
Devo,
I get it.
have I got a right to feel this way? What do the power rankings say that we could be the most scariest team in the NFL right now, provided we don't go down in a heap of injuries?
I don't. You know what? That's true in my opinion. That is true because we have a really good roster, really good weapons. But the thing is, this Kyle Shanahan knows how to do it as of right now. Is he going to run CMC to the ground? Is he going to give Elijah Mitchell, if he plays this Sunday, is going to give him 15 carries? Like, what is he going to do? Like, I really don't know yet because
you answered your own question though. You say give 15 carries to Elijah, run CMC. You know Debo's got to see. It's automatically he can't really stay with one weapon. He can't, even if he wanted to. I don't know how he could. Defense won't allow it.
But this is Kyle though, because I've been saying this since like 2 years ago. Why doesn't he give Ross Dwelly action if you see George Kittle just in there to block? How come he doesn't get Brandon Ayuk a couple of years ago? How come he doesn't give Ayuk?
You're talking a couple of years ago. Brandon just got here.
Yeah. No, it's his third year though. Brandon Ayuk. This is his third year.
He's getting the ball now. Don't you think he's getting the ball a lot?
Yeah,
right
now he's getting the ball, but he should have got it in the beginning of last year and his rookie year.
Okay, but you know what? That was last year though. You should think about what's going forward. Now, if you see, because you talk about Kyle Shanahan in this way, but are you seeing any progression? I mean, are you still seeing the same thing you saw 2 years ago?
But we played the sorry ass Rams, Ronbo. The sorry ass Rams. There's nothing to be hyped about that.
I agree.
Nothing to be hyped. We got to see what we do outside our division.
Yeah.
We got to see what we do outside our division because this is going to be a really true test coming off a bye week. Does Kyle Shanahan know how to get his coaches staff up to par? Of all right, this is what we're gonna run. This is how we're gonna get off because they haven't seen Chicago. I was about to say San Diego. They haven't seen the Chargers. They don't know what to do. We have a whole new coaching squad, coaching the wide receivers, coaching the tight ends. Like, do they know how to get their players set up? We got a new quarterback coach. Does Kyle Shanahan know how to go? All right.
Kifo, you know, at this point in the season, that's not a real big worry. I mean, when you look at what happened as far as them executing last time, you can see they're moving in the right direction. And there's not a lot of strain as far as that goes. Do you really feel that way?
Because against the Chiefs. Oh well, that's outside our division. We look horrible. Atlanta, outside our division, we look horrible. We only look good in our division.
That's a good point.
Because we have notes, we have key notes from probably Mike McDaniels. All right, let's go see what they do. Let's go look at the notes of Mike McDaniel has under the sorry Rams over the sorry Rams over against Seattle. What does he do? Because outside our division, there's nothing to be hyped about. Nothing.
You make that's a very good point. Who have we beaten besides the Rams?
We only beat Carolina. That was it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Baby, what? Yeah, who do we beat besides?
Yeah, but Carolina's garbage. So basically, we haven't played nobody good. Only Seattle. That's the only good team that we played against. Other than that,
and they're not that good. Not that time.
The sorry ass Rams. There's nothing to be happy about that, guys. Sorry, man. We've been owning them since the '70s. You know, ever since the '70s, we've been owning.
But Givo, can I just say one thing though about that though? Let's take for a moment the fact that quarterback switch all of a sudden in week one. Okay, so and I knew it was going to take at least a preseason run with that switch. So they had their 3 weeks, and they ended up playing the Chiefs, and it looked like they needed 3 more weeks. But I think the preseason for that team now, I think they're ready to roll. You know, because you have to consider, and everybody says, "Oh, that's not an excuse." It's not an excuse. You got to have some preseason time to get in sync, to get timing down. A lot of things have to be worked on in the weeks before the season starts, and they didn't do that, and they had to do it on the season start.
Yeah, but Jimmy Garoppolo is a 9-year veteran.
That doesn't matter. And Jimmy spent 4 years behind Tom Brady sitting down. So for all intents and purposes, when he came to us in 2017, all Jimmy Garoppolo was an older age rookie.
But what does the rest of the fan base say? They want Trey Lance to sit just so he gets some experience. So how come it's good for Trey to sit, but it's not good for a 9-year veteran to sit?
He did
It
sit.
just doesn't make sense.
He did sit. 4 years, Brady.
Exactly.
Sitting.
4 years. 4 years. It's like Trey Lance sat for 1 year, and the rest of the fan base, they want Trey Lance to be Patrick Mahomes already, right off the bat.
I got nothing to say.
Then again,
it's getting pretty vicious.
Yeah,
People
but
are talking about now they should have traded for.
But then again, you got Jimmy Garoppolo, who's been a starter for the past 4.5, 5 years, and he still needs preseason.
At this point, no. Come on, you played ball before. Let's say,
I did.
You can't just come in and just for after a long layoff, just come in razor sharp. You got to take a minute to get going, right?
No, yeah, it take a minute to get going, but you still can't play like a rookie. You can still be like, hey, every time he throws a ball, Ronbo, don't tell me you still don't hold your breath every time he throws up the middle.
Exactly what I'm talking about. With the kind of offense this team runs, you can't cover there. If you ain't ready, that offense is one to get worked on because everything's timing. So when do you work on timing? Preseason, fam. You can't just come in and be razor sharp day one.
Yeah, but look at over the years. How many times during preseason, Jimmy Garoppolo, you see George Kittle. I try calling Jimmy Garoppolo, but he don't pick up his phone. How many times we heard that story?
But that has nothing to do with what's going on the field, though. And you notice all the mistakes they make in
preseason. But you're talking about preseason.
What I'm saying.
But you're talking about preseason.
I agree. I'm just saying. In preseason, when they're on the field working out, how many times do they screw up? They screw up all day, every day for weeks. That's what I'm saying. Okay, to prove my point, let's watch what happens in the next 2 or 3 weeks. They look better against the Rams than they look against anybody else. Granted, it is the Rams, but the sharpness was there.
It's the Rams.
The crispness was there. Timing was better.
I want to see what they do against Arizona, where basically Kyler Murray still owns us because basically he's starting to be another Russell Wilson that we can't even beat.
You think so?
I have
Kyler
no idea why.
Sucks. He blew it this last game.
Yeah,
that was him out there fumbling.
Yeah, but he still beats us though.
And we'll see.
If you look at his record, I think he's like what 3-1 against us.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see coming up soon too. In fact, we're playing them in Mexico, I think. Yeah. All right.
Over there, Mexico.
We got to roll, fam. I'm gonna tell you what. Keep that energy because I'm gonna be able to. T-Fly told you, man.
I'm
gonna see y'all. I might see y'all tomorrow. Let's see what happens at the press conference, okay?
Hi, Ronbo.
Let's get a little Niner shout out, Ronbo.
Niner! Allie and T-Flow. Y'all have a good night. See you tomorrow.
All right, Ronbo, have a good night.
You too. Hey, Tony. I come from Orlando.
Hey, Ronbo.
Tony, man, I'm working on this high now. I mean, I've done some great drugs in my lifetime, but I tell you what, I can't get better than this. But I'm telling you right now, man, I'm loving what people are thinking of the 49ers. It's all about respect. Tony, I hate reading the dailies and hearing nasty things said about our guys. It just pisses me off. And then all of a sudden, we're just the cream of the crop. Look out for the Niners. Tony, are you looking out for the Niners?
Yeah, Ronbo. I like what Fly Guy said.
He's right.
Every win. I mean, T-Flo was talking about beating the sorry-ass Rams. Didn't you want to beat the sorry-ass Rams? I mean, after they were Super Bowl champions?
Good question.
And just break their spirit and just say, look, we beat you twice. Not once. You call yourselves Super Bowl champions, you pieces of crap.
I could have said it better, Tony.
You know what I mean? Of course you want to beat them. Plus, every game instills confidence in a team. And I think that is an extremely important thing. The Chargers are banged up. They've been giving up over 100 yards per game. They're giving up a lot of yards. So
I was watching.
If we can, I think last game they gave up 150 yards or something, but they still won it somehow.
I think the last quarter,
yeah. If we can put another 50 on top of that 150 and beat these guys, that'll bump bar of confidence up a little bit more. And as the bar of confidence goes up, the players, gain momentum and go into games with confidence instead of, oh, shit, what's going to happen today? Are we going to win or are we going to do this? It's different when you go, you come out with the boom box and you go out there hyped up and anything that comes my way, I'm going to chop it down like a tree. You know what I mean? Filters into your game psyche.
Absolutely. And you're right.
So,
winning is everything, and you get momentum. You start to believe in yourself. You start thinking you're Superman. It's all part of the plan. They know they're capable.
Yeah, and the confidence thing, you might stick your foot in the ground where you don't normally and make a few guys miss and go, shit, I didn't even know I could do that. But, I'm confident today. Mm-hmm. But, as far as Jimmy goes, I know there's a lot of people there, but, guys, you've got to look at it from all angles and all perspectives, you know what I mean? Is Jimmy calling those plays that he throws down the middle, or is Kyle calling it? If you put, like I said the other day, if you put Jimmy you give Jimmy Kermit the Frog's O-line and he's got 4 or 5 seconds to throw the ball.
And everything's not going down the middle of the field like Kyle. People don't understand. They think that's Jimmy's choice. I think, that's not Jimmy's out there running the playbook as Kyle designed it. That's
Well, he has to, otherwise he'll bench him. The same goes for Trey Lance. You know what I mean? It's one thing to blame someone, and it's another thing to be delusional.
Mm-hmm. But Tony, the thing is, what Kyle's doing is effective. Why? Because it's very, very complicated. Some of the nuances of Kyle Shanahan's offense, a lot of quarterbacks can't even begin to do. We've seen that demonstrated, right? So that's why I always laugh when people say, "Oh, he sucks." I say, if you understood this game of football thoroughly, you'd know what the 49ers do offensively is very tricky and very dangerous, but when it works, it's devastating.
It's deadly, that's right. So you take a timing route, for example, right? If Jimmy throws the ball, Kyle's watching, okay? If Jimmy throws the ball to the exact spot where he's supposed to throw the ball, but the receiver's late, whose fault's that?
Mm-hmm. According to fans, it's Jimmy's fault. And I've always said, did you see that route? I mean, first thing you do is get on the quarterback. Those kind of plays you have to have both the receiver and the quarterback have to do the job. One or the other can't fail. And that's what's so scary about his offense. There's no room for error. And I think, God, Jimmy, this is really difficult. But when it works, it's really good.
My point is, if the quarterback, whether it's Trey or Jimmy, Trey's going to have to do the same thing, when Jimmy goes. But if the quarterback is delivering the ball on time, but the receiver's late, how can you blame the quarterback?
I guess you got to be at practice. You got to talk to Kyle to find out what exactly happened on that play. But most people just don't get it, Exactly. That's why my point. It's always a long year for Jimmy because I said, God, people don't know. And when I see Jawan Jennings get held up by a defender or somebody gets knocked out of the play, granted, I always think sometimes like people do that. Jimmy shouldn't have threw it. Well, Jesus Christ. If I'm Jimmy, the window's closing on me to throw the ball. I got to get rid of it. But maybe I could throw it out of bounds, but I'm going to give my receiver a chance to recover, and that's a scary thing.
Let's go on a different tangent. When are the referees going to start calling, throwing flags when people have got Bosa in a headlock?
I tell you, what? We're out of time. We could go on for hours about that. I post on that every chance I get. Man, they got a lot of following on that too. People are retweeting on that one like crazy. Bosa's the guy's got him thrown in a chokehold. He's standing behind Bosa by at least a step or two. If that's not holding, I don't know what is. God, I'll be back tomorrow though. Be looking for you, okay?
All right, brother. Shout out to everyone, and let's go get those Chargers. Prove to the league that we belong.
Yes,
And I'll see you in the next chapter.
looking forward to it. Great day, Tony.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers. Yo, Roof, Howard. Howard,
happening, big dog?
I'm in here Yahoo because this team looks like they're poised to. They're poised to set panic, man. If the 49ers whoop the hell out of the Chargers, that's going to get the Chargers and everybody else's attention. What's going on in San Francisco? What's up with that? Now, I like that idea. Howard, are you impressed with the rankings? And are some of the things that are being said about the 49ers on this particular Tuesday in November before we start cutting up turkey?
First of all they do is flip flop. Who cares? Like,
good point.
Just 2 weeks ago, before we getting our asses handed to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They was off it, bro. They was like, 49ers are in trouble, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then as soon as you beat the Rams, oh my God, every team in the NFC. I'm like, come on, man. Which one is it, guys? So let's just relax. Yeah. I don't even care. I don't pay attention to those things. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're being objective with it, with your take, cool. You know what I'm saying?
Howard, be objective with it. Now, you see what's taking place as things unfold in the NFL. This is the week when the pretenders are going to get knocked out, and the real teams are going to start to trace upward. Now, I don't know what's going on with the New York Jets. I had a conversation with another person the other day, and he's a Jets fan, been a Jets fan. He's been suffering for years. He's 25, but he looks like he's 72 because of the fact that he's had to deal with being a Jets fan. I said, you know what, man, you keep rooting for the Jets, okay? You go die before your time. But the Jets look like a contender all of a sudden. That was no fluke what they did. But give me some observations on the 49ers.
You said on the 49ers?
Yeah. Because the power rankings say one thing. What does Howard think as far as how the 49ers rank in their position in the NFL? Are they real? Are they to be taken seriously? Or do you think that this is just a flash in the pan? It's going to end in a week or two.
We're just a middle of the pack team at the moment. You know what I mean?
And that's ranking-wise, that's true.
Yeah, that's what I see. And as of right now, all we did was feast on our division. 1-4 outside the division. That's not a good thing, especially against the Falcons. The Broncos could have beaten them.
That's embarrassing.
Bears,
don't mention that.
The Bears game was an anomaly though. Like it was a huge storm at the end.
Yeah.
Trey couldn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
you couldn't see the screen for the rain.
Yeah. I guarantee you, if it wasn't raining like that in the fourth quarter, it would have been different. So, but yeah, man. Like, if the Niners don't beat this Chargers team, because I'm reading that Keenan Allen and Mike Williams is out.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I was delighted.
So if they're not playing, the Niners got to beat that ass.
You got to beat them.
They got to.
And guess Buda Baker's missing in St. Louis. He'll be out for weeks. Buda and George. Every time we play the Cardinals, people think it's all about the Cardinals. No, it ain't. It's Buda and George. That's what starts the 49ers.
Yeah, Buda Baker, man, he's a good safety. You gotta give him credit.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? So, but we gotta make sure Jimmy doesn't freaking hang him out to dry this time. You know what I mean?
The Jimmy I saw last week was an uninjured Jimmy Garoppolo. His hand wasn't hurting, shoulder wasn't hurting. He's had enough practice now since the season started. That 84% was probably a little bit much, but I still see him near 70% as a passer. If you give him time to throw, Jimmy Garoppolo will cut a defense up. If you rush him, that's all the team's got to do. Yeah, it takes him out of his game. But if they protect him, I don't think you need to worry about Jimmy.
Yeah, we'll see. I think more so the receivers, the backs, tight ends, they have to catch the ball and do what they need to do to get separation and all that other stuff, just break the tackles. I mean, I don't think Kyle's gonna rely on him to just like, all right, do what you need to do and make plays. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Nah,
Kyle,
we're just gonna do some quick stuff, quick screens. You know what I'm saying?
That's
we're
his
gonna do
offense.
all that.
That's his offense. This is why Tom Brady. That's why I told people a long time. Man, Brady will go come in and listen to Kyle talking about that. That offense we're watching. He likes that offense. That's Kyle's offense. Brady coming in and talking about Kyle. I'm gonna change up a few things if that's okay with you. No, Tom. As a matter of fact,
Ronbo.
Yeah. Howard.
Ronbo. That's not me.
Okay. Please don't unmute yourself. We'll catch up with you in a second. Hold on. Your time's coming. Go ahead. Howard, because I'm thinking, that offense is going to have to be ran the way it's being run because Kyle demands it. But go ahead.
Yeah, I know everybody was going crazy about his completion percentage in that game, man. I mean, great. You know what I'm saying? But Marcus Mariota did it too, to us.
Did he throw? He
had 95%.
95%, yeah. Yeah, Mariota. Yeah, he has those days too. So you're true. And consistency going to be. I don't look for no 84% every week though. That's asking for a lot from any quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. But you know what I mean. Like, but cuts off to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one game. It's the freaking Rams. All right.
Remember they got Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, but nah, bro. Listen.
I love
anybody can complete passes on a soft zone defense. I'm sorry, that's just how I see
it. Not anybody, because we had a couple of guys that couldn't. But I know what you're talking about. They'll be further tested in the weeks ahead. I don't know if it's going to be against the Chargers though. They got one guy, I think.
I mean, I always thought J.C. Jackson was overrated, anyways. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody was complaining about, we should have got JC because he had all the interceptions that Javarius Moore didn't. But Luku had the better defensive rating. JC Jackson is near the bottom.
And
Let that sink in.
And Houston should have actually won that game. That was Houston, right? They came up with the most bizarre mistakes that you couldn't help but to give the Chargers all they needed to win that game. They barely won. I think it was 2017. So 49ers got to avoid them same kind of silly mistakes. You can run on that team like ain't nobody's business. And unfortunately, as somebody said, Kyle's going to try to run the ball to death now. But that's, if it works,
That's why I said, this is exactly why I said, I don't want to see the Niners just win. I got to see them beat their ass, especially with Noah Allen and Williams. You got to whoop their ass. If you don't have Keenan Allen and Mike Williams on the other side, bro,
please,
you better beat them by at least 20.
We'll see. The line is 7 right now. Howard, we go roll. I tell you what, I think I'm going to come on back tomorrow. Let's see what Kyle Shanahan's talking about. If he's got something interesting going on his press conference, which is always fun.
Yeah, all right, man. You already know they be having some wild stuff.
I know. All right, Howard. Roof. That's me and Howard's call.
Peace.
Night, fam. And we go now to that man out in Tennessee. Here's Papa Dragon.
Let's get ready
Papa,
for
heard you
Ronbo.
in days, fam. Come on in here. I got all loaded up on the things being said about the 49ers because you and I, we're used to nothing but nasty things saying about the 49ers, including there's no toilet paper in the bathrooms at the facility in Levi Stadium. They just walk around with a butt full of boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? So, to hear this today, I say, what's going on, League? But I like Howard says, they like to flip-flop around. They like to run with the front runners. What are you thinking, fam? Are these rankings, is the NFL, do they need to be ready for the 49ers, or is this just a joke?
Hey, I think that my opinion is I don't listen to any of that. Right now, it's like, especially the players don't. I mean, really, you want to be focused on your opponent, not the rankings, because the rankings don't mean anything. I mean, to put it in perspective, there's been situations where you've had the lowest ranked team in the tournament win the Super Bowl. Those things happen. So it's like every game matters, especially moving forward. It's there's games that you're supposed to win, can they win those games? Because if they would do that, but that's what good teams do, right? They win games they're supposed to win.
Mm-hmm.
We're
1 point
500
wins and things like that. Yeah.
We're 500. You know, the Patriots won 4 Super Bowls by a combined 12 points.
Isn't that amazing? That's
And
a
then,
tough
and
team.
then, and then people want to sit there and say that Tom Brady's the greatest of all time.
I've been arguing with Patriot fans for years. Want to tell me that he's better than Montana. I said, come on, y'all. Why are you too young? You don't know nothing about Joe Montana. Shut up. God. They don't want to hear
You know, I mean, and then Joe Montana, speaking of Joe Montana, that's all you need to know right there. There's only one player that Joe Montana praises. Only one.
Sammy Baugh? Wait, who?
Nope. Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo is the only player he praises.
Well, right now.
Well, no, he's like that because he knows that half the fans hate that shit.
He does it on purpose.
Joe
You know what?
Montana
Joe was against it too before.
Oh.
He wanted to renew his contract, review his contract. Now all of a sudden Joe's saying good things about it. It is strange.
He's a passive aggressive troll is what Joe Montana is. He's still stuck.
You can't. How long did it take you to come up with that? You sat around and thought about that for a minute and labeled Joe a passive aggressive troll. My God, that's blasphemy.
Until the day he died. Until the day he died. What? It don't matter. It don't matter how many Super Bowls that any 49er quarterback wins. And the key word here is 49er quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they get more than four,
mm-hmm. They'll never measure up.
Yeah. Those will be mad. On his tombstone, it's because they here lies Joe Montana. Those bitches should have never traded me.
He still may be salty or bitter about that. He doesn't talk about it, but he doesn't really participate in much red and gold activities. You know?
That's human nature. It's human nature. You get fired by a company, you don't want nothing to do with that company ever again. I get it.
Mm.
I'm not mad at him.
Yeah.
But I wish he'd just come out and say it. That the Yorks are a bunch of punks.
If he did, I'd be in tears laughing because I said, Papa has been asking Joe to confess to all that he's been holding back, and I'll be damned if he didn't.
Yeah. So I mean, the bottom line is that I don't care how many points we win by. Winning the NFL is very hard. Right now, league's not upside down. You have teams that are ahead of other teams. Like right now, the Vikings are barely winning. But what are they? 7-1, 7-6, 6-2, 7-1,
something like that. Have they lost 2 games yet? I mean, the Vikings are shocking, but they
barely winning. But they're winning. That's what I'm saying. Winning.
That's a mark of a champion.
Yep. Winning is winning. Now, I think the biggest problem I see is that this hype train that the media has for Shanahan and for the 49ers is a little bit unnerving. Just because it seems like they just provide locker room material for our opponents. But all of a sudden come out and play these
that's
games.
True. And play above their heads.
Exactly. Because it's like if thank goodness for McCaffrey, not just because of his skills, but the fact that this dude has had every privilege that you could possibly imagine in this country, all the way down to parental privilege, best schools, best healthcare, all this crap. He's still the hardest working dude on that team. Him and Bosa are both like that. They work hard, and they work harder than the 49ers do. So I implore everybody, if you haven't seen it yet,
yes, that's a great, excellent point, fam. Excellent point. That destroys the myth of soft, sheltered children making the worst athletes you've ever seen. That's a good point.
No, that's rare though. Honestly, that's rare. I've been around enough college students to know that some kids are intimidated by their inner city brothers and sisters.
I've seen that a million times.
Because they're not. I've seen it. I try to tell them, hey, look, you can't be intimidated. You need to go out there and work harder than they work. And maybe they don't work that hard. They just got skills because, Deion would just, wake up and run a 4.2.
Mm-hmm.
But some of these guys got to work real hard. And I think that the work ethic that he has and the way that he goes about his business is going to matriculate through this locker room. I think this locker room needs to see that more than anything else. I'm not saying that our boys are lazy, but I will say this. If you check out Dante Whitner's, he's got an interview.
Podcast, yeah.
You check it out, and he talks about how hard Harbaugh used to work them in practice and that they would go whoop someone's ass on Sunday, and 17 of the 22 people, 17 of the 22 starters would be at the facility Monday morning, 5 o'clock, lifting weights.
Yeah.
And that included the quarterbacks. And they were just beating people down.
And fam, you know, you played for that kind of coach before, right? There's something about, I don't like this guy, but I'm here to impress him. I ain't gonna be made no wussy like he likes to get in my face, almost to the point I can see his eyelashes to tell me, right, are you here to play football? Or are you here just to waste my time? Because if you are, you can get off of my field right now. Okay, you know, coach, back up off me, man. You know what? That ain't necessary. You know, you're thinking to yourself. No, but still, that gets you going. You know?
Yeah. And moving forward, as far as Jimmy goes, Jimmy is Jimmy. In order for Jimmy to shake all of his stigmas, he's going to have to play like a top-end quarterback.
Yeah.
Because that's what the team needs right now. The team needs to throw the ball to run. Mm-hmm. That's why they got McCaffrey in the first place, so that they can throw it to run it. And so we're going to see what kind of coach Shanahan is. We're going to see what kind of quarterback Jimmy G is moving forward.
Yes, indeed.
The paper, you look at the paper says that they should be they should be one of the best teams in the league. I don't buy that for a minute.
They got to go out and prove it. Pop, we're out of time. I'll tell you what, I always love talking to you. You know this. Let's do it again tomorrow, okay? You inspired me. Now I got to come back tomorrow now. We've been missing you too, fam. I ain't seen you. I've been keeping track of you not being here. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey. It was a bye week. I had my ass in my hyperbaric chamber because it was still cracked up from that beating that Kansas City Chiefs laid on us. I was healing up, Ronbo. I was healing up.
That was vicious.
Now I'm ready to go.
Just watching injury.
Yeah, I've been building a damn studio for my daughters. So I've been busy.
You got caught up like I did. The family don't put up with that. Look, y'all on the bye week? Yeah, but listen, I don't want to hear nothing. These are here. I got a list for you. Here's the things you're supposed to be doing. I put it on you. I sent you an email since you don't want to talk. What? Okay.
I almost recovered my injuries.
Yeah.
I'll be ready Sunday night.
All right. Pop,
and I better win. So I don't care about
They're
how
ready.
much. Yeah, bro.
All right, Pop. See you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Night, fam. There goes Papa Dragon with the gospel truth. And here comes another man who always speaks the gospel truth. His name is Edmund.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Edmund, man, I'm sitting there basking in the sun of the 49ers light all of a sudden. You see, because honestly, Edmund, and we're all family here, I admit that after the first 3 weeks, I was concerned about the future of this team in 2022 season. Now they went and made a move that I'm very – Edmund, let me stop. You know, are you buying in on what's being said about the 49ers, or do you think they need to hush and wait?
Repeat that question.
Are you buying the hype that the 49ers are just getting rampaged with, or should they all shut up and wait? Pop says they're firing everybody else up that we're getting ready to play. I didn't think about that. It's true.
I would say that if you've been around this team since the Shanahan era started, they're the only team that I can ever remember rooting for that is hard to trust and yet very difficult to, at the same time, let go of.
It's good. But that's well played.
As you know, Ronbo, I say even keel. Like, we get blown out by the Chiefs. I wasn't too high. I'm not too low.
Oh.
I only get too high or too low in the playoffs because that's really the only thing that matters. When it comes to the regular season, I always believe that we're just not built for it. I mean, our injuries tell you that.
Oh,
but
true.
In a one-game playoff, Shanahan and his ability to put together a game plan on both sides of the ball, I just think it favors us so much in the playoffs with our talent level. So
excellent point.
My simple answer to that would be we have work to do. I don't buy into the hype like that because I know how the 49ers are. We hype them up and then they go on the Sunday night coming off a bye and lay an egg.
And hurt our feelings. That's true. The record after the bye week is not excellent either.
Yeah. So I just try to stay in the moment. I mean, it's a big opportunity though. I will say that this particular game, it is set up for us to absolutely wreck the Chargers. There is no excuse to not score at least 5 touchdowns in this game. This defense we're going against is not just awful. It's been awful since Staley's been there. It's not like, oh, it's just – no. He's been there 3 years. They've never finished better than 23rd. They're awful. He does not know – and he's a defensive coach. So, to me, we should be able to run whatever we want, Ronbo, especially offensively. They give up the worst yards per carry in the league. We know that. Our weapons are all bad. You were having a conversation earlier that I wanted to comment on about Jimmy Garoppolo's completion percentage.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys were saying, well, it's not going to be 84% every week. That's true. But what you're leaving out is a lot of those passes are going to Christian McCaffrey, and he's a sure thing behind the line or 5 yards from the line of scrimmage as you can get. I mean, remember, those are passes that Jimmy would throw to other backs. They would not be as high a completion percent because he didn't trust them like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I expect Jimmy Garoppolo in the second half of this season, I expect him every game to have a 70% or higher completion percentage because Christian McCaffrey is going to raise his completion percentage by himself by 5 to 10 per game. Because he's going to if he's on the field, Rumble, he's going to get 5 to 7 receptions per game easily.
Because he gets that separation needed. And like Jimmy says, he sees the field as a quarterback sees it. You're right. That's why that's such a chemistry between those two. And that's only going to improve.
Yeah. And with that improvement comes what? Drives continuing to get extended and the red zone being better than what it's been. So it's a trickle-down effect. I mean, they really did their homework when they went out and said, we need to get this guy. I mean, he is a force multiplier. Mm-hmm. Like, on a team that has so much talent, on an offense that has literally all the talent you could ever ask for, we got a guy who still we could look at and say, but he's the reason it can all go. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I mean, we got Kittle, we got Devo, we got Ayuk. And yet,
Evan, you know,
23
anyone can be a bomb. But you know what? You made such an excellent point that I hadn't even considered. It's the McCaffrey effect. If McCaffrey, you need him to go out and get open, you damn well believe he's going to. That's just the kind of player he is. Yeah. And like you're saying, now Jimmy can throw with all the confidence in the world, much like he did with Emmanuel Sanders that year, because everybody on our team, we had a rookie, we had second-tier receivers and things like that. We didn't have a number one wide receiver. Hell, I don't know if we do yet, but if you got a guy like that, now it makes a difference. That's a good point.
And Ronbo, we saw little pieces of it last week, right? Christian McCaffrey, that seam route to George Kittle. Then later in the game, Brandon Ayuk sets up the deep pass to Dwelling. So Shanahan now has the ability to make all these toys go to work. And the way you do it is you don't overemphasize one, right? Even Christian McCaffrey, there's going to be weeks where he gets 10, 15 touches, right? Because we don't want to, overdo it with him. But it's going to be fascinating to see, especially this week because he's coming off a bye, so he had extra time to go through it all. People are coming back. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he pulls out on Sunday night. I think it's going to be a masterpiece. I do.
It's a night game. You know, the 49ers, like a bunch of vampires, they come out at night. So yeah, it's good. It should be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we're out of time, fam. Always fascinating. The things that people, especially you and about five others, can just really bring up these things that, yes, I didn't thought about that. I love it. Anyway,
For sure. For
you got
sure. For
time.
sure.
Come on back tomorrow. Let's do this some more.
Sounds good, man.
All
Sounds
right,
good.
fam.
All right, Rumble. Be easy.
You too, fam. Night. Yeah, I forgot about that. McCaffrey, like Sanders, Jimmy will throw to with no hesitation. He doesn't have to wait for him to get in his right spots or anything like that, like Sanders. When he catches the ball, whoever's out there is going to get juked. So that's why I keep saying that and Debo in itself. I didn't even talk about the rest. Debo and McCaffrey, man, and now Kyle can go off on these bizarre angles with the other guys on the offense and just get stupid with it. Hey, James.
Yes.
James, come on in, man. I'm in here getting carried away with the fact that the 49ers look like they're unbeatable. James, are you going to straighten me out on that matter? Or are you going to fly with the hype? Or what's up?
Well, I like to talk to you. This is the real 49er.
Oh, okay. Handle. Are you in the chat? Or on Twitter?
No. No, I just called in the first time.
Oh, okay. Well, glad to meet you.
Nice to meet you there, Ronbo. The
Thanks.
thing I have to say about this is you need some new people to come in on the show. I've been listening to your show since you've come out
Yeah.
and started doing this show,
Well,
and I'm
thanks.
just getting so tired of all these clowns that come in here on your show and say the things that they say. I just can't take it anymore, man. It's just like it's almost like they don't even know about football because they come in with the same material over and over. I keep thinking, am I on the right show or did I already heard this show last week? It's just like it never ends. And it just, it's like nobody gives a chance. Like the guy, a couple of calls or so, well, look at the Chiefs ran us over. Falcons did this. I'm like, yeah, but you guys are not looking at the picture. We're hurt. We have no players. So sure they're going to run us over. So then, we got a couple players in the Chiefs game, and, we tried to do our best, but you could tell that they were still hurt. And then when the Rams came around, we got more people, and it looks like we're getting better.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, of course we beat them. Yes, we always beat them. But, man, it's just like they don't give anybody a chance. They don't give Shanahan a chance. Shanahan's never had a running back like the one we just picked up with Chris McCaffrey. I mean, it's Christian McCaffrey. It's just like, man, I don't get it. It's like why people don't have the patience. And in all the things that they say, it's like this is what the media constantly says, the critics and all them. It's like we're helping them. It's like there is no positivity through this whole talk show.
This is why I always bring it. Real for man. I hate looking down on this club. I will hype them even when I'm out of line.
Yeah, and I know, and you try, and there's times that you let people change your mind. It's just like, Ronbo, stop.
They beat me down, fam. They just beat me. I get browbeaten.
I know. It happens all the time, and I got a new song for show. It's like, show just drives me nuts, man, because he's like the people we like, he doesn't like. The people we don't like, he likes. And it's like, come on, show. It's just like negative. I just want to hear some positivity from everybody that comes in on the show and start pumping the team up. I mean, we're no better than the critics.
Big Show said to me years ago, Big Show says to me, you got to witness greatness with the 49ers, winning championships and Super Bowls. And he's at that age group where I just want a chance to see that. So he gets impatient, like a lot of fans do. Most millennials and others, they can't handle what it takes to get to the big party. And then when you get there is one thing, but getting there and winning it's not as easy as people think. And getting mad and angry about that instead of meeting your team at the airport and giving them a pat, they want them all fired. They want them replaced. And I always worry about that because, oh, God, you got to be careful about that. Now you're going to start over from scratch? That's not going to work.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It is, and it's just like, we were just at the championship game last year. It's like they keep, let's get rid of Shanahan. It's like, so he has a bad couple games, and you want to get rid of him right away. I mean, come on. It's like, Jimmy hasn't been in Jimmy, since Jimmy's been there, and they all talk down Jimmy Garoppolo. Since Jimmy's been there, think about it. In 2017, he came in, and he ran through and won all 5 games. Then 2018, he got hurt. And so he didn't play that year. In 2019, he comes in and plays a full year. We go to the Super Bowl. 2020, he doesn't do much because he got hurt pretty much that year. And then now he got back last year. He goes all the way almost to the Super Bowl, 1 game away from the Super Bowl, hitting the Super Bowl. So every time he's had a full season, we got either to the Super Bowl or close to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but it's not Jimmy. It's everybody else. Jimmy has nothing to do with it.
Yeah. You're preaching to the choir, fam.
And he's the quarterback.
Yeah.
They don't see the plays that he's doing. Is it his fault because he's throwing these long bombs funny this year? They finally allow him to do it, and the players don't catch the ball. That's his fault?
Because they never practiced it till now. I've always had a problem with that. I said, how do we blame a guy that was actually on the field during 2 championship runs and almost was knocking at the door of a win, and we still got to condemn him? I don't get it. It's not easy to get to that point.
And so technically, he is a rookie. He's an older rookie still because he really has only played.
He's not a rookie. Don't stop.
Emilio,
Jimmy's going to get better.
But Emilio, I don't want to hear nothing more. I don't want to hear any more about a 9-year veteran. That is categorically wrong.
See, these are the guys I'm talking about. They just come back and they don't have nothing new to talk about. No new material. It's all the same old. It just never ends. Yeah. You need some new people coming on the show. These guys are getting tiring.
Fam, I need you to come back then. You know what I'm saying? Don't make us wait. I'll be back tomorrow if you got some time.
You got it, Ronbo. Nice talking to you, bud.
Same here, fam. Have a great night.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo is not a 9-year vet. I don't know why people keep saying that. Jimmy Garoppolo's a 5-year vet at max, and he missed 2 years. Hey, Frank. Come on in, Frank. We always catch Frank in the middle of a pig-eared sandwich. Oh, wait. A fish sandwich. Frank! Jason! Jason?
Yes.
Jason, come on in, man. We're talking Niners, and what's been said about the Niners right now is as the Niners are about to merge on the NFL and make a statement, and I like it. Do you know, is it real?
Kyle Shanahan should change the playbook every game.
Every game, I know, it would be nice. But the players, could they keep up with that, though? I mean, if you change everything up on them every week, well, they're professionals. They're supposed to.
That's how we can win the game. You change the playbook.
Element of surprise.
Don't use the same playbook. You change a different playbook. That's how we go and beat the other team.
You mean like that play with Christian McCaffrey throwing downfield to Ayuk? Well, that shocked everybody.
Our revival is the Cardinals and Seahawks. That's our revival.
Yeah.
So we got to beat the Cardinals and Seahawks. Because Seahawks is good now.
I know, right? The Seahawks, the Cardinals don't worry me because they've got some kind of internal problem going on there. But they just look strange, Jason. You notice how they're making bizarre mistakes? They're just doing strange things. They don't look like they're mentally together in any way. Now, they're going to play hard when they play us, but I can't see them beating us.
And the quarterbacks will be good, but I don't think so.
He's looked really bad this year. I've always thought he was exceptional, special, but this year, I don't know.
We can. If Jimmy G stay healthy and focus on one game, one at a time, we can handle it.
You know,
The Niners came home with it.
Yeah, it's like Edmund said.
Well, Uncle told me everybody said how team to get him.
Yeah, because McCaffrey makes a huge difference in that offensive passing attack.
And the
He makes
linebacker
it.
is good too.
Yeah, the thing is, he makes it better for everybody on that team offensively.
Number 23 is good.
I mean,
And
really good.
what is the other linebacker? The one standing back of Jimmy G. What is the other one?
Are you a quarterback or who?
So after number 23.
After 23. Yeah, Christian McCaffrey's
You know number
23.
23?
Are you talking about Debo?
Debo Samuel. Yep, Debo Samuel too.
Oh, well,
If
the
y'all
offense,
get
I mean, that
healthy,
goes on and on. They got like an army out there of studs now. Yeah.
we can make it to the playoffs and probably work our way up to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's like also Edmund said, one thing about Kyle Shanahan, when he gets to the Super Bowl and playoffs, he is so good at that. His game planner is really good. So the 49ers get to the playoffs, they probably will get through the playoffs. I will say that was a good point. Shanahan can dial up them playoff games.
One game at a time. We got to work one game at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're gonna find out.
You better start doing better. Somebody else. I don't think you want to get fired.
Who? I mean, Coach Shanahan? No, that looks bad. You don't want to get fired. That really looks bad. you want to quit, maybe, but you don't get fired. That means you sucked.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the coach Reach, right? Is it Reach? Right? Out of Indy, they just fired him. Oh my God, that's just wow.
George Kittle made the touchdown.
Yeah, and him and Jimmy been working on that for how long? Yeah, that back of the end zone shot. It finally worked. Normally it doesn't, but they finally got that to work. Maybe they're onto something. You know, they've been playing together now for enough years in a row. 1, 2, 27, 28. George and Jimmy and that offense has got 3 solid years together. 1, 2, I think, by now. Yeah, so they should have all this stuff down. Stop missing. You know, we'll see what happens next. All right, Jason, great to talk to you. I'll be back tomorrow.
No, gang, bang, bang, then gang.
Yeah, night, fam.
Yep.
And hey, let's go back and check up on Frank. Frank.
What's up, Ronbo?
Frank, I thought you was in the middle of. I could hear the grease popping in the background. The fish was frying. I said, "Well, he's busy. We'll come back."
Yeah. You know, I was in there popping that grease, Ron.
Hey, fam. Well, I'm sitting there, man. I'm telling you right now. I'm always getting carried away with how good I think the 49ers are going to be. That's the way I do, right? And then the worst critics in the world have all gotten on that same wagon. And I feel like, wait a minute. Y'all don't ever agree with me. You know, so now it seems like everybody thinks the 49ers may be the most scariest team and the biggest contender against the Eagles in the NFC. Frank, have they told a lie? Am I lost my mind? Do you believe? Put your hands on your monitor right now and ask me. Tell me, do you believe in the Niners? I'm sorry, I just showed the Reverend Ronbo. I'm gonna pass that offering tray back around again. Please, y'all, donate because it's going for a good cause.
I mean, we had a child in the roster, so, but at the end of the day, Ronbo, you are what your record. You are what your record are. You know what your record is. You know what I'm saying? So we 4-4. So we got to slow down. Yep. You know, yeah. So we have to go out there and prove it. Can we do it? Yes, we can, but we haven't shown it yet. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and now if we do go on a run, it's always the Rams that'd be the team that give us that spot. If you notice.
What would we do without them? We love you, Rams.
I know, you know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, we one game at a time. You know, we gotta see how we look against the Chargers. You know, we all are coming back, you know, healthy. That's a good thing. So now it's all on, you know, the second half, make the second half run. So we just everybody gotta do their job. You know, Cal gotta, you know, coach better. You know, offense got to put up points. Defense got to get, you know, turnovers. Special teams got to do their part. So everybody had to be hitting on all cylinders, you know,
That's
for
true.
us to make a run at it.
You can't be weakened in those
so I'm not, you know, hung on the type, you know, we the scariest team. And I mean, but look at the teams we lost against that we should have won. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't buy into that we the scariest team. Yes, we have a Super Bowl roster, but we have to put it together and we have to go out there and put it on the field. I mean, you know, look at Seattle. They don't have no Super Bowl roster, but they 6-3.
I know, right?
They on top of the division. So we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We just gotta call it what it is. You know, we gotta be real about it. So,
let me ask you a question about that though. If for some reason Pete Carroll decided to hang him up and take a year off, and Kyle decided he was just through, would you hire Pete Carroll, the 49ers coach? You know, I think I might.
Yeah, I think Pete Carroll has a coach. You know? I mean, look what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and then you gotta look at it. They punished San Diego. You know what I'm saying? The team that we lost, yes, they beat, and they punished everything. They beat San Diego by like either 10 or maybe 2 touchdowns, I think. But I know they beat them. You know what I'm saying? So
and Frank, look
Arizona,
at the talent.
they crushed Arizona.
And look at the talent difference. Who are those people on the Hawks team?
Yeah, exactly.
Half of them, I don't even know who those people are.
Exactly. Because you gotta believe if you got Pete Carroll just that leader. Richard Sherman said like Pete Carroll know how to get the best out of you. He know how to get you, you know, just fired up. Hey, you just believe it, man. We can unstoppable. We get on this field, we can beat anybody. And I don't see that with Kyle. Kyle just, you know, he's just too laid back. You hear his speech, you know, when you know after we win a game and stuff he's saying. Look like Harbaugh. Look at Harbaugh get us. Who got it better than us? Nobody. Look what Papa said.
You never catch Kyle doing that kind of stuff. No.
Yeah, how Harbaugh had them working extra hard, you know, in practice, and then they get on the field, they beat the brakes off people. So, I mean, we just gotta have that, you know. There ain't no excuses, Ronbo. There's enough talent on this roster, on this team, for us to make a run at it. Now we just have to do it. Forget what everybody's saying. We the scariest team is, and that showed me that we the scariest team. Yes, we can be that, but I don't. You know, we don't see it. We 4-4. We lost against 3 teams that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? That we should have won. You know what I'm saying? So,
in fact,
you know,
none of them teams were in our division. Right? Somebody pointed that out earlier. That's right.
Exactly.
We haven't lost to
anybody
we only
in the
won
division.
We lost.
We 3-0 in the division. Then I think what team we beat outside the division? That was
Carolina. Oh, that's right. One game.
That was it. Carolina. So, you know, I mean, we just gotta put the work in. I see Sunday night, you know, and we can be consistent by putting up W's, and then, you know, we go from there. But one game at a time. You know, I don't take.
But you know, one thing that we need to keep in consideration too, some of the guys we have injured, and I know, it's like the real 49er fan pointed out a little while ago, we lose some of them games because we was just that game against the Broncos was just strange. I don't know what to say about the Chicago game, but that loss to the Chiefs, we had too many primetime guys. You can't have your secondary people hurt. Tavares was hurt. Who else is out? We just lost. Our other cornerback, Jimmy, out there playing with the cast on. Great. That's just too many key playmakers.
Yeah, I mean that game okay, but still, D'Amico, you know, he shouldn't have been. You know, we should have been playing zone. You know, defense against passing zone.
Yeah.
You know,
well, you know what?
Tennessee just shows you how to play them. You know what I'm saying?
4 up. And the rest, everybody else is back in defense.
Everybody covers. You know, because he gonna throw the ball. That's all he want to do. So I mean, we just got to wait and see, Ronbo, man. We got to, have the faith and be faithful. But I'm tired of, getting my hopes up. That's why I take it one game at a time.
I want you to stay calm.
We just got to take it slow. It's a long season, one game at a time.
I hear you. I ain't going to be able to calm down, but everybody needs to remain calm to bring me back down to earth because I get carried away.
Yeah, it's one game at a time. Like they say, the Chargers, they going to have two of their weapons should be down, so we definitely should.
It's scary.
Beat the break. Like, yeah. So we
right. Don't lose to them.
10.
Yeah, and they got people missing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't. That's embarrassing, man. We should be fresh and well ready and prepared to go. So it's all on the coaches, man, how they getting their players prepared, man. So, let's go ahead, get ready for Sunday night, man, and, we'll go ahead and put this fish sandwich in there, and do what it do.
There you go. Frank, enjoy that sandwich. I'll be back tomorrow looking for you.
Man, love you.
I'll be back, fam.
Okay, I'll be on that. Love you, man. Love you, faithful, man. Let's get ready to make this run, hopefully, man. One game at a time.
There it is.
All
right, fam. Night, Frank. There goes Frank back in the kitchen and put some more cornmeal on that fish and get ready to drop it in that deep fry. Hey, here's another guy, right? Hey, Casey, where you been, man? Casey, whoa, Casey. And I'm not talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm talking about Casey in the north part of the upper northwest. Casey, where you at, man? I was going, Casey, he's probably standing outside. Police probably got him up against the car with his legs spread. Hands up on the car. Spread your leg, kick him out. Hey, yo, Ellis!
Yo.
Ellis. You know, I think I didn't. What did I? No, we were 3-5 at this time last year, and I was like still trying to stay on the positive, and then we played the Rams, and it was never the same after that. But Ellis, I'm now, we're one game better than last year at this time, and Ellis, have I a right to be getting all carried away with the 49ers' fortunes coming up? Or do you agree, or what are you thinking? In accordance with the power rankings, people.
Well, I mean, what we've shown, or what we've shown ourselves, and just the league as a whole, is that we come back and we start whipping ass. I don't like it, but it seems like the second half of the season we start turning it on. You know what I mean? We come back. I mean, the last two seasons, if I'm not mistaken, we didn't make it to the playoffs. Was that 2020?
Yeah.
We just barely missed it, right? But we were right there. We were coming back. We started winning a lot of games and stuff like that. So I mean.
So you're right to say third year of this same tactic. Get your brains beat out in the first half, don't know who you are, get established, and now all of a sudden you can play. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And it's fitting for us because, considering we got the Rams out the way, we got one game up on the Seahawks. If we can at least win 2 of the next 3 division games, I mean, we pretty much smooth sailing. However, we need to still beat the Saints because we've lost to a couple NFC teams already, even though they're not in our division. When it comes to the overall rankings, I mean, look at the Falcons. The Bears. They're out of reach, but I mean, it's just we lost to them and we lost to the Broncos, and we shouldn't have, even though Broncos are AFC. But it's just certain teams that can put a damper, on our positioning and us actually getting in. So we can't afford to lose any games anymore that we're supposed to be winning, let alone just losing in general. I don't think that, I think this is I think we should close out, maybe lose 2 more games at the max. And, get the rest, let's go 11-6. You know what I mean? I think we can do that. I think we can. I truly believe that.
If you beat the division, you will win the division. That'll do it. 11-6, winning and beating both finishing up the Hawks and taking out the Cardinals. That would do it. They would never recover from that.
Right. Right. Yeah, because the Cardinals, they're going to come and play. You know, they always, you know, I was watching something with Buda Baker was in the locker room, and he was, you know, he was passionate, man. He was
He ain't playing. He ain't
very
playing.
emotional and just really on some, you know, I just love to see that in a player.
Oh,
I
yeah,
love
man,
to
the
see
emotion,
that
yeah.
kind of passion. He's the smallest dude on the team pretty much, but he's got a heart. You know, he's elephantitis with it. You know what I mean? So I
He loves
respect
playing
that. I
George.
wish, you know.
Yeah. He ain't playing,
Yeah,
though,
well, hey,
in Mexico.
Yeah, man. But you know, either way, we're gonna get a good Cardinals team. They're gonna have not much to lose. Shit, I heard that DeAndre Hopkins was potentially going to be on the trade block. Clearly,
he
he's
was
not
last week,
he's
but
not.
I heard. They just didn't want to trade him.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a disconnect there, but you know, we got to make sure. I think the Seahawks. We're going to get the Seahawks. I know they're playing better, but so are we, and we're going to have all of our guys back, and it's going to be a problem for them over there in Seattle. You know, Pete Carroll's going to. You know, he's going to have lockjaw because, you know, that gum is going to run out of, you know, that gum is going to turn to gravel. He's going to chew that shit to gravel. You know what I mean? Because we're going to be lighting a fire under their ass, you know?
Especially
but,
on defense.
I'm good with the power rankings.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be good. That boy Kenneth Walker wasn't running earlier when we played, so we definitely got to be worried about him a little bit and Tyler Lockett, you know what I mean?
Also, that
getting
big
away,
tight end
you know,
they got.
slipping away. Is
It's
it
always
Noah
wicked.
Fant?
No, Noah's good, but they got that other guy that's been consistent for the last 3 or 4. I don't know how long he's been there, but man, every time he makes them clutch third down plays, he converts just about every time.
Yeah.
Oh, what is that dude's name?
Yeah.
I'm watching the game. I'm saying, here he comes, boy. Here come that dude, that man again. God.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're going to be a challenge.
They're playing their ass off.
Yeah, but
they're
Pete
playing
Carroll,
their ass
only
off
goes
right
so
now.
long
We
with
just
that
got to put
motion.
some pressure.
Yeah,
we
don't have the,
we just
we don't
got
have
to
the
put
sharp to
pressure on
stop Tyler
Geno.
Lockett, though. That's the only thing that worries me.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I'm more concerned about Lockett than I am DK. I'm gonna be honest.
I am too.
DK's big and tall, and he can go off. But you know, if we got Charvarius, you know, Ward, he's going to play. He's not going to let DK just do whatever hell he wants. You know what I mean? He's going to contest the ball. He's just as fast. You know what I mean? So, you know, he's not going to just be doing whatever. We still got, you know, Talanoa that's going to be out there, you know, trying to contest pass, you know, trying to contest those deep catches, stuff like that. He's not scared of the ball. I love that. You know, he plays big, even though he's not as big as like,
but he could
you know, Jaquaski and them was, but shit, you can't tell.
You can't, and the way
he's
he plays,
getting really good in pass coverage and upfield.
That tight end I was talking about is Will Dissly. That dude, man, that dude.
Yeah. Dissly, I remember him. I remember that name.
Anyway, fam, I tell you what, I'm
that's
back
all you
tomorrow.
need is consistency.
Yeah, I know. After that press conference, and let's see what happens with Kyle. What's he talking about? Because the 49ers are probably on a high right now. They got a week's rest, and all they can think about, all right, let's continue where we left off, you know.
Yeah, George has been out there jumping in a lake in Antarctica or something like that. So he's doing some different kind of getting his ass. He's getting ready. But yeah, shout out to the Niner faithful, man. You know, let's keep it positive. You know, it's gonna be a nice Sunday night game. You know what I mean? It feels good. I look forward to it. And yeah, man, let's salute to this victory, man. Let's call it ahead of time.
Right.
Got to speak it into existence. Hit that
you
like, subscribe.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the squad. Hey, Casey. Casey. Come in, Casey.
Ronbo.
Casey.
Reverend Ronbo.
Yes, indeed. I'm holding services, and I keep Pat's collection plate around. It comes back to me like I've sent it out, nothing in it. Casey, you know what? I don't know if they do this in any other church, but black churches, I mean, I'm not sure about other countries. Black churches, the Rev is always passing that plate around, right? You're sitting there listening to service, all of a sudden somebody taps you and hands you a plate. You're supposed to be making contributions. I've done the Reverend Simpson as a kid. I said, and it's not working. But Case, all jokes aside, I'm pumped on the 49ers right now, man. I'm telling you right now, I'm loving what I see. The potential is just ridiculous. And in case, do we have a right to look for great things ahead?
Well, Ronbo, I don't think you're wrong. You know what I'm saying, man? I mean, this team has a lot of potential. And, you know, Ronbo, I call in, like always, to have my spirit lifted. And tonight is no different. Just want to take a minute to say something. I mentioned this maybe like 4 months ago, but kind of going through a breakup that's taken a long time.
Oh, I do remember
It's been
that
pretty
too.
rough this last. Yeah, man, it's been pretty rough the last 48 hours, and I sent out a message to a bunch of people on my Instagram, a bunch of people I've never talked to in my life, you know, and one of the first people to respond back to me was Jeff Garcia.
Really? Is he going through something
Yeah,
similar?
man. No, I don't think so, man. But he just, you know,
Or been
he
through
told
something
me he
similar?
loves me, man. It was so nice, man. Robo, I swear to God, man. He told me to keep my head up and all this stuff, man. And it just, you know, my faith remains strong. So
Well, it should, Case. You know,
yeah,
these things
thanks,
happen. You're
Rombo.
gonna get through it.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah,
we've all
man. You
been
know,
through
keep
something similar.
pushing.
Yeah, it's an enduring thing.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's tough, man. Been in a relationship with a nasty alcoholic for a long time, and it's an emotional toll that you know could never have expected. So, but anyway, Rombo,
Case, you
you
know,
know,
you know
help
what you
is
got to
out
do. I
there,
hope
and
you're. Are you doing anything physical to make your? You know, a lot of times it just takes something to relieve stress, which is part of it, right? If you can find
yeah.
something to do to relieve that stress on a daily basis, before you know it, you'll get past this.
Yeah, man. You know, I keep pushing. You know,
All
going
right,
forward. So,
all right, that's right. And you need
but yeah,
you need
man.
a Super Bowl, and I know you'll be fine.
I sure hope so, man. You know, this team, they got a lot of talent on this team all over the board. You know,
Yep.
Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey,
Oh, it's seamless.
offenses set. You know,
Yeah.
Jimmy's balling right now. Rombo, did you watch Jimmy last week? Oh
Oh,
my
you know I
God, man,
did. You know, and somebody pointed
that
out,
might have been Jimmy's best game, Rombo.
it is. It actually is 84%. But it's the McCaffrey effect. You know, he brings
Yeah, over the locker room.
another element to that game that's going to pump up that entire unit. McCaffrey's like an animal. When he gets the ball, every play, Christian's playing like it's his last play. I mean, that guy really gets after it. That could spread
Well,
around that locker room.
Rombo, I think this team operates with a lot of clarity, and you know, when someone with like Christian McCaffrey, you know, locker room with and is such a leader by example and plays with so much confidence.
Yeah.
You know, it has a ripple effect, and you know,
I'm feeling that.
the running back position with the Niners has been a tough one for the last, you know, since Frank left. You know, they haven't had a complete, real overall running back to stay healthy for, you know,
the whole season. I know,
with
right?
the potential. Yeah, well, with the
Except for Frank.
potential of next season. You know, without worrying about next season. You know, like you know, it's kind of been like a one hitter quitter kind of. You know.
But you know, this McCaffrey has a diversity now. The 49ers already had a wonderful assortment of weaponry. And then you got McCaffrey. He's like that high-tech weapon you see in those sci-fi movies that just has a very strange look about it. When you fire it, it almost kills the guy who shot it, you know, because it's got such a kick. Like, you know, damn, McCaffrey, I knew he was good, but my God, he throws one touchdown, he runs one touchdown, he catches one. Jesus, that wasn't even his pass, and he's taking it away from George Kittle. Oh, this guy plays.
Yeah, you know, Robo, I think this team is kind of getting hot at the right time. You know, I mean, you know, we'll see how they do after the bye week, but it's you know, it's already week 10, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, this season's going by kind of quick, and it's a well-timed bye week for the Niners, I think. And the schedule looks like it's gonna work for them. You know, I mean, on paper it looks kind of easy from here on. So
Yeah, I agree. But you just can't go out there and lose a game like this weekend. The 49ers are a 7-point favorite. When's the last time the 49ers? Do you realize that's 10 points because you get 3 points for the field to begin with, right? Oh, it's a 4. It's a 4 point. Yeah.
Yeah, they played the Chargers.
Yeah. The Chargers.
Yeah, well, the Chargers, they got a lot of injuries. So.
Yeah, I know, right? That's our excuse all the time too. But they got the wrong guys out too. They got 2 offensive weapons they really need. I think Joey Bosa's out too. So you just got you got Mac coming at us, but that's it.
Yeah.
So
they should do good, Ronbo. As long as they're the 7th seed right now. As long as they get into the playoffs, they'll be good.
Are the 14s ranked at 7th seed right now?
I think so.
I hadn't looked. If the playoffs started today, they'd be in. Then I hadn't thought about that.
I think they were as of last week. I don't know about now, but anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter right now. But I hadn't thought about their ranking right now in the playoffs. If the playoffs started this week, they'll get better. And like we just talked about a minute ago, these guys act like they're a money team. We'll just breeze through the first half, maybe come out at 500, and they'll get ready to play our best ball at week 8 or 9, depending on where the Rams are in the schedule. Case, we got to go, fam. It's going to get all right, Case. And keep calling in there because now, talking to you, I need to hear from you as much as possible. Know you're okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to love back in now. These last few weeks have been pretty intense. So.
All right.
But,
touch and go. That's all right. That's where everybody lives. You'll be fine. I tell you, I'll be back tomorrow looking for you, okay?
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, fam. Have
Sounds
a good
good,
night,
bud.
Case.
Take care, bud.
You too. Hey, it's Bryant representing the Culp family. Let's see what. Hey, Bryant. Or is it Lily? Or is it Tony?
We got to keep you guessing, huh? The only time you know for sure is when
I feel like
Tony
I'm going against
calls,
the
right?
Kyle Shanahan offense. I mean,
it's running back by rotation over here.
Brian, get in here, Brian. It's funny tonight. I came in all pumped up, and then of course a couple of people came in and threw water on my smoking, and then another couple of people came in. Look, Ronbo, man, the thing is, we've got no business saying anything. Everybody should be excited about the 49ers. But the real 49er fan, I appreciate you, fam. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have to fight to be happy. I'm just kidding, Brian. You know what I'm saying, though? Even writers, people, even Pete Prisco, who have I hated for CBS Sports for years, because no matter what the 49ers are doing, Pete Prisco is saying nasty things. I think Stephen A. Smith has even given the 49ers a green light. I said, what? It's getting good for us. Do we have any reason to believe these things, Bryant, in your mind?
Well, I'm a lot like you, I think, Rombo. I root for the Niners every weekend.
Yeah.
I try to come up with some kind of logical answer in my head why we're going to win this game.
Right.
Forced fumble, interception, pick six, Robbie Gould field goal, something.
I knew you could come to that.
I love calling in your show, because you are usually always positive. You do have a lot of old-time callers. I would like to be considered an old-time caller.
Yeah.
I don't call in every day, but I try to call in a lot. And I feel it in my own calls sometimes when I talk to you, like maybe I'm being a little bit too negative, or maybe I'm not being positive enough, and I've heard it too, I've seen it in the chats, and I've heard it after I've gotten off the phone. Somebody else will come in and, one of the old callers too, and it's not like it's not a big deal, but someone will be like, man, let's be more positive. All right, well, let's be all positive, let's just say the Niners are going to win every game, every time. That's not going to necessarily happen, but you could still root for them. You could still be excited. You don't have to necessarily like the quarterback to still root for the team. And I think that's where a lot of people are getting irritated right now about it. It's been this national media, fire Kyle Shanahan, Trey Lance, is ruined. We're not going to be able to do anything. We got Jimmy still. The sky's falling.
Brian, you left out that one that's the one that's now growing in strength. Should we have drafted Justin Fields? People are always like in the moment, and they don't realize, okay, Justin had a good game. Can we please not start picking on our players because of Justin Fields having a good game? Granted, he looks good, okay. But still, there's no reason to pick on Lance. He's not even playing. How is that fair? You
And
know,
that's
my
a great
God.
point. Yeah, that's a great point. And you could even almost go back a little bit further than that. And I know you could probably go further than what I'm going to say, but like, oh, should we have traded Buckner? Look, Ronbo, I didn't want to trade him.
Yeah, no.
I know you didn't want to trade
No.
him. After these reports come out, supposedly he was willing to stay a 49er, but we just didn't offer him a contract.
And he wouldn't
I
budge.
don't know. I wasn't there.
According to the report, right?
I wasn't. Yeah, and like he wanted to still be a Niner, but I don't know. And
He just
so,
wanted them to come
okay,
back and offer him something, and they wouldn't do it. And now we got Javon Kinlaw,
Ronbo,
who God knows if he's ever going to be able to play any length of time.
if you were in the office, I'm sure you'd be doing different things because you have a plan and stuff and a vision. But we went from Trent Baalke, we went from we went to Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, and before that,
I've got the Jaguars.
oh my
doing a
God,
great
man,
job.
it's like every year, defensive tackle, number one
know.
draft pick.
Every year.
And it's like we got Buckner, Armstead, and then Solomon Thomas, and it's just like every
Wait,
year.
wait,
and
Brian.
yeah, people
Wait. Let's count how many of those guys we've drafted every year have been productive. Now, I think we could safely say that Eric Armstead and D-Buck were good pickups. They didn't have anything to do with this regime, but they were good pickups, actually. Armstead's done a great job against the run. Buckner goes without saying. Just an awesome player. Nick Bosa. Where can I go after that? Solomon Thomas? No.
That's about it. Was it Solomon? It was Solomon Thomas, right? His first play, he got a concussion or something, and then he's the one that went to the Raiders, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Javon
so like
Kinlaw.
we've hit and missed. We've hit and missed a couple times. Kinlaw,
Okay, so-
yeah, and you can't say, oh, he's a bust yet, but then can you not say he's a bust? Because I mean, if you're not on the field, the best availability is you being, you're just taking up a roster spot. So, regardless, if you didn't like how Grant Cohn talked to him or whatever, the point is like,
that's
if you're not producing. Yeah, so we got all these. That's what's funny is like we got all these different people saying this about the Niners and this about the Niners. So everybody's jumping on sides, and they're forgetting you root for the Niners. We root for the Niners. It doesn't matter if Jeff Garcia is the quarterback or we got Tim Rattay. We root for the Niners.
Oh, please,
so,
not Rattay. Okay, well, go ahead.
No, hopefully never ever again. But that's just one of those things. So, hey, with Trey Lance, hopefully his injury process is going, healing correctly and stuff. I heard he's
John
off
Lynch
the
says
little scooter now.
he's happy with it. Yeah.
And but I heard there was like some kind of conflicting report that said the way his ankle broke, he's not going to ever be the same. And I can tell you, I've had a lot of broken bones, and I know each one of them takes me out, and I'm not the same after that. But I'm not as gifted or financially able to get the right or correct treatment.
Well, when did you see this report?
So hopefully, this is on YouTube. You can type in on his injury, and there's a doctor's report, and they're exploding his X-rays and showing how there's cracks on both sides. And now it's not cracked because it's healing, but they're talking about the type of ankle injury that he suffered is worse than what we're really hearing. And hey, I don't want to hear anything bad. So if it's as they're saying it is, then I don't want to hear that. Let's keep the surprise until next season until we got But
I feel so sorry for him.
but if he's good and he still is able to play, right? Would you be upset with him sitting for another year? And you know where I'm going with this.
Well, no, I don't
Tom
know that
Brady coming to the Niners.
But who?
You know what I mean? And it's
who's coming to the
Trey?
Niners?
Okay, back up just a second. If Trey Lance had to sit another year,
okay, I heard
right?
that part. I heard that part. What name
would
did you say?
you be upset with that?
With what?
Like with like Aaron Rodgers sitting, he sat for like 4
I was
years.
trying to figure out who you said. Did you say Aaron Rodgers?
Right? No, I said Tom Brady.
You said Tom.
And I know everybody keeps pushing this. Tom, that's who I initially said.
Yeah.
Because that's who the national media right now keeps pushing.
And
is he going to come to our team?
It's questionable as to
I know I
whether
keep
Tom is
asking
going
you
to
this,
play
but they keep
for the
pushing
Bucks
it.
next year. Next year. So I don't know. I don't. Yeah, okay, Brian. Here's my thing. I doubt very seriously whether Kyle Shanahan is going to change his way of doing things for Tom Brady, and I think that's why Tom did come here in the first place.
I think you might be onto something right there. And no, I'm not saying bring him on or anything like that. But I'm just saying if the guy wants to come, would anybody really be mad at Trey Lance sitting another year.
Oh, well, no, I don't. Why would you be? I mean, the thing is Tom going
We want to win a Super Bowl, right? We don't.
Well, yeah.
We don't want to keep on just.
Tom
Yeah.
and he's got. But would he be? Would Kyle be okay? Hi, Tom. Let me give you the keys to the team. I'll be sitting over if you need me. Let me know. I can't imagine him doing that. We'll see.
And this is my last question. This is
Real
my
quick,
last
'cause we're out of
question
time.
before I let you go. With the Niners, if we make it to the Super Bowl, if we win the Super Bowl, is Jimmy G still on the team next year?
Whoa, that's a subject for another day. Let's not explore that yet. Let's wait until that time comes.
All right. Well, I'm
right?
going to call you back, and we're going to have to talk about that again, because you know what I'm saying. And it's the national media right now. It's not the team. It's the media driving this. So,
I tell you,
thanks for having me
I
on.
know, but you know what? The thing is, the pressure and the heat on the organization to get rid of a quarterback that just won a Super Bowl, which would probably be the first time in NFL history, is going to be, I mean, talking glowing white hot. So we'll see. All right. Anyway, Brian.
Okay. So if you're rooting for,
Brian, we're going to get cut off.
Lance, right?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Let's
wait.
All right. Night, Brian. B-Ham is
Yeah.
But B-Ham, what do you listen to? You listen to Bama, ain't you?
No, I'm listening. I'm reliving the moments when we just beat the dog crap out of these Rams. Man. I was watching the highlights again. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
we got a dose of Rams while I was sitting here listening.
I mean, if I was in your family, I'd probably be on your side. If he had two boys, I'd tie my brother up in a chair while he was asleep, or tie him up while he was asleep or something, and roll that TV in there, wherever room he's in, and you and me would sit down and just make him watch.
Hey,
woo!
In my household, Sundays when 49ers on, that's the only thing that's on television. That matters. You know,
he can get up and leave though, because I know if I was a 49er fan and Rams was on, I said, well, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna be back a few hours after this game is over, because I ain't about to sit here and watch this. Unless I'd watch it, and if you replay it, I'm not watching that twice. But B-Ham, I'm loving what I'm hearing about the 49ers, and I'm watching this team come together, and I'm looking at what they just did. McCaffrey just got here, and he's already Pro Bowl level. Now, what is he going to look like in 3 weeks? That makes me believe that we've got every right to think all we need now is that defense to get looking like they were in the first 2 or 3 weeks, and who the hell is going to stop the 49ers? Am I on target with that?
Ronbo, I think we on to something. Time will tell. Time will tell. I say we really could run the table with what I've seen left on our schedule. I mean, even though I do know we got to play the Dolphins.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's our basically our scheme. Just our scheme with speed. So how do you beat our scheme with speed? The same way they beat us. The same way anybody else beat us. Don't let the receivers get behind you.
Yes.
You probably would do better with letting Tyreek Hill them catch some and then try to get Yak instead of running behind us. But 1 week at a time, the way I look at it right now, Ronbo. I mean,
I need 4 rushers, and everybody else is back in coverage. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the right guys back there to get. Because you got what's his name, Talanoa Hufanga. That's a really you can get to Tua.
Yeah, we can get to Tua. We ain't got to worry about him running either. But right now, like I say, Ronbo, it's just it's one game at a time with me, man. We got to go out here and handle business this week. That's the main focus right there. We got to string these wins together, man. String them together, and after we can get past these lightning bolts, then we can worry about these half dead birds that's down here.
Raising hell, ain't they?
Yeah, and we can worry about that. But I've been sitting here listening, Ronbo, and it's amazing to see how quickly the 49ers has moved up to the first team behind
Eagles.
Philadelphia, you know, and they got us picked to beat them over the Cowboys.
Which gives me great pleasure to just listen to that. It just sounds good to my
You know?
ears. Oh my!
I mean, we 4-4, you know, and to me, I just feel like it seems like the caller before me, I think he said we just play great football after the bye week. You know, a couple of callers that came in and
It's true.
Said, I just see after the bye week. If you notice, the year we went to the Super Bowl after the bye week, we incorporated Emmanuel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, last year we was down, and after the bye week, that's when we started putting Debo at running back.
At wide back, yeah.
So we at wide back. And now this year we got Christian McCaffrey. So to me, it's hey, I can't wait to Sunday night to see what kind of plan we have to go out here. You know what I'm saying?
And
For these Chargers. And it's Bosa against Bosa too. So
and BM, what you just pointed out is interesting because each time, Emmanuel Sanders was a huge lift and upgrade in 2019. And Debo last year was just flat out fascinating, and the change he made that came over that offense. We became unbelievably good. And then here comes McCaffrey, and there may be some argument, but this dude may be better than both of them as far as addition. I mean, none of them can do what McCaffrey did last week against the Rams. I know it's the Rams. Man, y'all ain't got no business getting all excited about the Rams. And Rams ain't nobody. But still, they're a professional football team. He ran for a touchdown. He threw for one. And he caught one. I said, that's not normal. So this could be special.
And then I'm hearing a lot of folks saying we should get OBJ.
Ain't enough ball for OBJ. He be out there crying about touches. I can see it already. Even though he just got here. What y'all bring me over here for? You ain't going to throw me the ball.
Think about it. He was the fifth option. He was the fifth option at L.A. last year.
And he went along with it, right? Maybe.
He went along with it. Word
on the street
right
is the 49ers are bidding war with somebody for him. I don't know who they're talking about.
Well, only thing I can see is if we get him, he will be a good third option at wide receiver that we know can get open. You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know he can get open.
Yeah.
So him, Debo, Kittle, and Ayuk, and McCaffrey.
Oh.
Hey, Jimmy G, you know these people can get open. Make the damn throws and let's go somewhere.
Yeah. God.
So, hey, who knows, Ronbo? I'm just waiting for a good show, man. Like I say, one game at a time. I'm waiting on these Chargers. If we can get past these Chargers, then we can figure it out. I think we'd had enough time to prepare. This is the week right here to put the install in. Yeah. Let's get it installed, and let's get ready for a good Sunday night showing.
Oh, because you know how we do on Sunday and Monday.
Let's get ready for a good Sunday night showing. And we at home?
Yeah, we're at home, of course. At home, under the lights. 49ers love the darkness in Santa Clara because it ain't too hot, and it's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
All right, fam.
Sounds
good
good
stuff,
to me.
Bam.
All right, Romo.
See you tomorrow.
Okay, we'll do.
Night, fam. That's Bam. And the law has just rolled in. Hey, Brian.
With 5 days remaining for our next ass whooping, the law says, know your role and shut your mouth.
He's talking to you, Rams, because y'all haven't been knowing your role ever since last season. Give me a round of applause for the Rams who entertained us all off season long. And I told them during the course of that time when they were hooping and hollering and wolfing and chest pounding, I said, y'all wait till the first 3 weeks of the season. Boy, I love it. I mean, Brian.
Ronbo, is there even such thing as the Rams? Who has the Rams now? It was St. Louis and then it was L.A. and then went back to who has it? Who are they right now?
I think they're getting ready to move now because they can't even hear themselves
Are
call
it
a
going to be the Sacramento? Is going to be the Sacramento Rams or what?
They might be appreciated in Sacramento. I don't. It's too close to San Francisco, though. I don't
Yeah,
know where they
yeah,
can move.
yeah.
They can maybe in New Mexico somewhere, because
Move to Cleveland.
yeah.
Move to Cleveland. Move to Cleveland. Hell.
You know, because
Yeah.
they got a silent count in your own house? In your own damn house? Oh,
Ronbo,
they're
I
not
mean,
loved in SoFi.
Ronbo, I mean, I feel like we're the only NFL team that has 2 home stadiums.
We got more
we
than
got
that.
Levi, and we got Levi, and then we take over. What is it? What's the name of the field? What's the name of their home field? SoFi Stadium.
SoFi is Levi's
SoFi.
South. Fam, go around
Yeah,
the league. Atlanta, Washington,
we take over.
Dallas. You know, where every team that we do not like, there is either 50-50 crowd or the 49ers dominate the crowd. And yet they say Dallas is the most popular team in America. Every time I looked at that stat every year, I haven't looked at it yet, but Dallas has the biggest fan following and the most expensive franchise. I understand the most expensive franchise worth in pro sports. But I said, are they really the most popular?
But what happened with that when we showed up? What happened with all that when we showed up in their stadium in the playoffs last year? Where was all that found? Where was all that?
I love you brought that up as an example.
How come I saw a lot of red in I know their colors are blue, but I saw a lot of red. There was a lot of red.
Clearly, you could see the red.
That's what we do, Ronbo. We take over.
Arizona, same thing. They got a huge chapter down there.
They don't want to see us, Ronbo. They do not want to see us in the playoff, dog. They do not want to see us. We are the most dangerous team. They let in the playoffs. It's over. It is over. It is over.
One stadium,
but Ronbo,
we don't dominate the crowd in Seattle. I forgot about that, though.
Yeah, I didn't call to talk about that.
I know, right? Let's see. Go ahead, Phil.
Let me ask you something. Ronbo, let me ask you something. I want to put this to bed. I want to put this. Okay. Do we make a move on OBJ? Yes or no?
No. And that's just my guess.
I don't think so.
What do you think?
No. I don't think so either. I don't think so. You know. But I see these, I see these other, podcasts, whatever, they talking about, should the 49ers sign OBJ? I'm like, come on now. We're gonna start this again.
I like the way the team looks like right now. I don't want any possibility of ruining the chemistry of this building right now.
Right. I'm like, no.
I mean, OBJ's a game changer, but he's going to come out there and give you 2 or 3 weeks. He's going to get hurt.
Yeah, he's going to get hurt again.
Yeah, he is the worst.
2 knees, 2 ACL. No, man, you got bad tread.
And he wants multiple-year contract, most likely.
Yeah.
So whomever offers
he
him
gonna want some money. Yeah.
I could get one for 1 year if he'd go for that. I don't mind wasting money on him for 1 year. But this team looks good as it is, and it's going to improve from where it's at now. So I want that to develop as it is. I think that would be more solid than adding OBJ into the mix. I really do.
I think that's going to take. Yeah, you bring OBJ in there, and I think that's going to take away from IU. I want IU to continue to develop. Yeah.
In the long run, he's going to last a lot longer than OBJ, right? Let him continue to build.
He's part of the he's part of the building process.
Yeah.
So. But I just wanted to put that to rest or whatever. But
it won't be until he signs somewhere else. People are still going to be wanting him. We, as a fan base, tend to think that we're supposed to get each and every star out there, but people forget.
Yeah.
Now, does that help the team, though? And then you're going to say, well, of course, he's a superstar player. Why wouldn't he? I know, but you need to count for a lot of other things. So.
Yeah. So. But no, I just wanted to put that rumor to rest so they can stop showing it. I think the Cowboys. I think Jerry Jones made a comment.
He's already said he looked good with a star on his chest. Jerry.
Yeah. Right.
You know, okay. And that's where he's going to end up if he wants to sign there because they could use somebody on the side of the field badly next to
Yeah.
C.D. Lamb. I understand that. Okay. But we don't have that kind of issue.
That ain't gonna get them. That ain't gonna get them no farther closer to the Super Bowl than what they projected to anyway.
They got to get past the Eagles
You know.
to begin with.
I'm sorry. Yeah. No. Yeah.
That's their problem right there. I don't think they can beat Philly.
And then the Giants. They're you can't count them out either. I mean, they're in the hunt.
And the Washington team, they should have won last week. They made a couple of mistakes, and the Vikings got past them. But you know what? The NFC least may be shedding that painful cloud that's hanging over them.
That nickname, right? Yeah.
We got to go, though, fam. I might be looking for you on tomorrow, I think. Let's see what Kyle Shanahan has to say if you got some conversation for us tomorrow. All right?
All right. All right, Ronbo. Got you on the late one, man. But anyway, shout out to you. Shout out to production. And shout out to the faithful.
Yes.
And on the late night, the law is out.
Brian, always appreciate you. Looking forward to next time. Night, fam.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Okay. And it's time. Mamacita. You want some Latino heat? Emilio always brings the heat. Latino heat. Latino heat. Emilio. Come on in, Emilio. He was trying to get in earlier. Come on in. Talk about it. Emilio. Emilio, did we? I think production cut Emilio off when he was trying to get in. He may be mad with us tonight. Emilio, mi amigo. Okay, Emilio, you don't be mad, Emilio. I'll let you talk. You can talk about Jimmy tomorrow. 801, you're in Utah. Josh, you think we're making a move for OBJ? They might be, but I can't imagine that. Because that means Juwan Jennings will get less burn, maybe. Yeah, Ayuk and OBJ on. I can't. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo, good evening.
Tony, good. Hold on, Tony, just a second. DA Swish 1. The number and everything. We may be through taking calls of. We may be just taking who's on the line tonight. But look for the phone number and the PIN number always listed right there on the screen and in the description in the future. Tony, come on in, man. We're here laughing at the fact that well, I'm laughing. Other people are very cautious. Tony, are there a lot of there's a lot of fans in every fan base that are always very cautious. They don't want to. I watch this game, Tony, because I love to enjoy myself. Even if the team is having issues, I still find a way to enjoy it. I watch football to enjoy myself. I'm not going to sit around and worry my brains out thinking about them getting beat. And I know you can relate to that because you've gone through rebuilding processes. Hell, you guys are now leading the NFC South, right? So, you need to wait for those moments. They'll be there. Soon, you can't lose forever. So why do people get so worried? I'm gonna continue to say.
I love the draft. I love drafting players, building. I'm a student of the game, Ronbo. So
there you go.
All this other stuff is comical to me. Like right now, Colin Cowherd said it best. And you and I talked about this for a couple years now. How Aaron Rodgers, 2 or 3 years ago, he blamed this person, he blamed that person. Now everybody's blaming him, and everybody's piling on, and I'm laughing my behind off.
That's what football does. I don't think baseball fans, NBA fans to some degree, but football fans, they take this really deep. Your emotions you can really hate. I even experienced that when I'm on Twitter. Some people I'd rather I'd want to stop typing, take a baseball bat, and knock them the hell out. I get so mad sometimes. But that's funny because football does that to you mentally. But that's why I try to appreciate the game for what it is and look at it from an intellectual level. Oh, I know it's a bit, come on, Robert, you ain't got no intellect. I just look at it from a place where some of the things we're not looking at, we should look more clearly at. It'll help you think better, you know?
Boy, Ronbo, college football is worse. They be going crazy when the team lose, man. They won't talk to you. They get into fights. College football is worse.
And the coaches, they're grown men. They're out there starting trouble with each other. That's what's even more funny. That thing with Bama and Texas was hilarious. I said, look at this.
Yeah,
What kind of example they set?
Now that Bama's lost 2 games, Ronbo, everybody throughout the country is happy. They're happy. They're jealous of Alabama is what it is.
And Bama's been dominant for how many years? And what about that thing that went on with Michigan and that small little tunnel they got there? And if you're in the wrong uniform, y'all can't go through there at the same time. They beat somebody up in that tunnel so bad. I said, what? It's a game, guys.
They could press criminal charges. That was Michigan State. Yeah. That was crazy. And then, fans in college football are really fanatics. If a team, Ron, I remember one year, Ohio State, going back when they had John Cooper, they were 10-0. They went to Wisconsin on a night game. They didn't lose the game. It was a tie. Man, they wanted John Cooper fired. Then the next week they played Michigan. They lost. They were 10-1-1, and they wanted everybody fired.
So you're right. I didn't know about this. That means they actually are worse than pros.
They're worse than pros.
Kyle Shanahan's been getting fired for the last 3 to 4 weeks.
Oh, I bet you them people down in Alabama are going off right now because they lost 2 games. I bet you they're going off down there.
They probably. You know what? I've got a Brit friend, and he was telling me about. You guys don't know rage. You talk about in European football, we're talking about gun-toting commandos on hand during the game. So I said, "You serious?" Yeah, I'm serious. He showed me some photos. Sent me some photos online. I said, oh my God, they look like they're ready for real war. And that's British hooligans. They really get crazy out there. I mean, they have to escort refs off the field with police.
Yeah, escort the refs off the field. Yeah.
We never go to
State
that.
Troopers, Yep, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Auburn, when those rivalry games play, you got to have extra security.
That's insane. So, but that's Tony, but looking ahead, you guys look like you're headed toward the playoffs. That game you lost last week, that's things that can be corrected. You didn't really lose that game. You lost. The Falcons lost that game through some boneheaded mistakes, but you outplayed the
too many penalties.
Charges.
Too many penalties, and we didn't put pressure on Herbert. That's what I was mad about. He was sitting back there, had a cup of coffee. Oh, hit this man. He sit back there, he'll read a book, he hits this man. He had all day to throw.
You probably had those guys back in coverage, right? Were you playing 4 up and 7 back?
We play a 3-4, but we blitz a little bit. But yeah, they probably were playing 7 back. We were mixing up our coverages. When we blitzed them, we couldn't get to them.
Interesting. Well,
So, but now everybody, Ronbo, mainstream media, everybody's trying to get on y'all's jockstrap now.
I know, right?
You notice?
I mean, people who don't even like the 49ers are saying good things about the 49ers and making them the number 1 threat to the Eagles by also saying that the Eagles have got it made, right? Yeah.
Colin Cowherd, he's all on y'all's jockstrap. I was laughing. Wait a minute.
Who's the guy at the combine every year that runs the charity for the school, that foundation?
Talking about Rich Eisen?
Yeah, Eisen had a guy on his show, Andrew, what's his name, from the NFL Network, and he was talking about this team's he's picking teams he's going to think going to the Super Bowl, and then Eisen, actually, I'll tell you, my choice is the 49ers. They've got McCaffrey there, and they're looking a lot different than they did, and he's going on, and I said, Rich, you were pissed off just weeks ago because Trey Lance wasn't playing, and now you're telling me you're on the 49ers fan. Like, see, it's an ebb and flow. People go through these changes depending on what the team is doing, and if the 49ers fall down the next 2 weeks, they're off that wagon real quick. So it all depends on what you're doing today.
I keep reminding them when they say, "Oh, the Falcons." No. Y'all said we'd be the second worst team in football, and we'd be the worst team in the NFC. I don't want to hear it.
Now look who's picking first in the draft this year. You see the pecking order. You know how they do to embarrass teams every week. I think the Lions have the number 1 pick right now.
Yep.
If I'm not,
I feel bad for Indy. I feel bad for Indianapolis. That Jim Irsay is tearing that team apart. He's the one making all those moves. He's the one that had Matt Ryan. And then Raheem Hines, the backup to Jonathan Taylor, demanded a trade, requested a trade. Then they traded him to Buffalo. It's the owner that's tearing that team apart in Indy. And the bad part is, Ronbo, Indy's defense has played well all year. They're 8th in the league in defense.
See, they got some things to do in this offseason coming up because I think they're done for the season. Tony, we ran out of time. Hey, Tony, I'll be back tomorrow, though. If you're looking at time for us, like I love when you do, we'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. No marketing slow, no ready to go, no Rudy. It's fun.
I miss those guys.
I know they're watching and listening. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Sir.
All right. Have a great night, Tony.
Take care, sir.
You too. And Don Bird, you should be excited. I think you got that number 1 pick coming up. Emilio. Emilio.
What's happening?
Oh, there you are. I was wondering if you was there. I didn't get to do my intro. I did my intro. Emilio's at work. Nobody could hear us. Emilio, you had some heat you wanted to bring a little while ago. You can bring it now. We're listening.
Whoever that guy was the first time calling, like, the reason we say the things we have, people like me, you have.
Emilio, we can't hear you, though. Emilio, can you move to whatever spots you, even when you're at work, there's a better spot than this one.
You can hear me now?
Barely. Must get different reception where you're at now. All right, go ahead. Just talk up as loud as you can. Okay, go ahead.
The guy that called in earlier was talking about why we complaining or this and that. I've been a fan of Zone for a year, right, Ronbo? You know?
Yeah, I could, because I still can't hear you. Is there anything you can do to increase that volume? Because I can hear the work activity, but I can't hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
A little better. I can give it a shot.
The guy that called in earlier, I've been a fan of Zone for you basically, right, Ronbo?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so, the reason why we complain, and it's not because of the media. We've watched this team as long as I've been watching this team since then. And we're committed to be excellent, to be an all-star team at all times. And when we see Boo on the team, we're going to acknowledge it. It's not finished because of the media. This is our number 1 team we've watched. So if he calls himself a fan that he's been as long as we've had, he needs to realize when there's boob on the field, there's boob on the field. It's not in the fan. And with Shanahan, he's been on the team for 6 years. He's only had 2 good years out of 6.
Emilio, you know what? Emilio, this is reception. Now, we're getting every other word. Emilio, have you got time to? Is there any other spots you can call from? Because this is the worst one. Usually we can hear you a lot better, even with the background. Today we can't hear you. That's really muffled, Emilio.
I don't know why they didn't.
Bill, you know what? Save it. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Okay.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Well, that's a little better. I don't know what you did, but it's a little better.
I'm trying to see if you can hear me.
Because if you're using Bluetooth, that's what the problem is.
I'm always using Bluetooth. That doesn't change it.
Okay. Apparently, when you do Bluetooth, you're not in this background, though. All right.
Well, anyways, like I was just saying, the guy that was on here earlier talking about it's the same old stuff where I was complaining, talking about why are we on here. We've been fans as long as you have, for at least 30 plus years, and it's not going to change.
Yep.
Once we see Boo Boo, we're going to call it. That's not going to change. You know, like I said, we've seen Joe, we've seen
Steve,
we've seen Young, we've seen, you know, Kaepernick at least done this thing, and we've
Garcia.
seen Alex. Yeah, well, Garcia is still a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But, you know,
he was good. In fact, he was the last Pro Bowl quarterback we had. Or make it to the Pro Bowl.
So we go to Jimmy's. Jimmy's hasn't been to Pro Bowl on his team.
No.
So I don't see that changing. I'll be surprised if it does. And it's just like, dude, we want to be great. It doesn't matter what it takes. You know, Shanahan's been on this team 6 years and we've only had 2 good years. That's kind of sad. He needs to find a way to put up points. And one game ain't going to cut it. Just 30 points. Because you barely, at a certain game, you barely put up 30 points a game on offense. So with that all hype that everybody's hearing, talking, oh, we're a dangerous team, I don't give a damn about that. I want to see us do from here on in. I want Shanahan himself, his offense, score 30 plus points. It ain't going to change the way I feel about Shanahan. I still think he's a bum. Because this Guru name they gave him, it's just not, I don't see it. You've been, like I said, you've been an offensive coordinator, head coach of this team for 6 years, and your team can barely put up 30 points a game. That needs to change from here on in. You got McCaffrey, it's an upgrade, a hell of an upgrade. Makes Jimmy look good as the same way that it made Gore look, Alex look good and Kaepernick look good. So that's not nothing different. We've seen this before. It's not nothing changed. So if McCaffrey's going to make Jimmy look good, so be it. But we need 30 points a game out of offense. Because everybody keeps making excuses. Well, the certain games we played look bad. You know, there was a whole bunch of excuses with the Denver game. We had our whole team was there, but Jimmy and the offense couldn't muster. But 9 points? That's kind of sad. So it's about time Shanahan needs to figure it out. I don't care what you do, you need to figure out how this offense needs to score more than 30 points a game. At least 30 or more. There's no other ifs or ands or buts. Like I said, with McCaffrey, it's an upgrade. So there shouldn't be an excuse why you can't score 30 points on the game. Just period. That's the problem that a lot of us have. Even with Shaw, Trez, and all the whole TNT, why we have the problem. We've seen the problem. We've seen Shanahan, and it's just like, come on, dude.
But you know what, Emilio? Look around the league these days. You know, a lot of teams that are just as stocked as the 49ers offensively ain't scoring 30 points. You know what we all need to face sometime soon? Offenses are getting better.
I
and they're getting more
understand that,
advantages.
but we're not other teams. We
Well, I'm
have
just
the
saying,
same coach.
Our
coach has been. If we look at the Chiefs, they've had the same coach for years. They can put up 30 points a game, right?
Yeah.
We're the 49ers. We have Shanahan. He should be able to scheme up a way to make up 30 points a game. So those excuses that everybody keeps using, the other league, this and that, those are excuses, Ronbo. You're making excuses now for the team.
No,
you see, like as you look at the Chiefs.
No, I'm just saying.
They have the same
Look what happened to
coach,
the Chiefs.
same quarterback.
How many points they scored this last week?
I get that, but still, they found a way. Their offense found a way to beat the team.
True.
When
But I'm just saying,
can we really say? When can we
you
really
set
say
that
our
mark at
offense
30 points.
finds a way to beat the team?
I feel
Shanahan
you.
relies on the defense too much.
But the
He
thing is,
relies on the defense too much, Ronbo.
I think every team does.
He
I
needs to
really
stop
do.
relying on his defense. I would appreciate Shanahan if he stopped relying on his defense too much. If our defense is crap, our offense is crap. That's the problem with Shanahan. He needs to rely on his offense. He needs to believe in his offense. If he does that, I'm all for Shanahan. But once his offense not works the way he wants, he relies on our defense, and we look like crap. That's the problem. You look at the Chiefs, that's the only example I really got for you. You look at the Bills, they have explosive offense. They don't rely on their defense. They rely on their offense. Shanahan relies on their defense. That's the problem.
But the Bills' defense, I don't know that it's reliance on the offense, Emilio. I think it's what it is they're doing the best they can on offense. I doubt very seriously don't worry about a thing, guys. Our defense will win this game for us. I mean, I'm just saying, you look around the league.
At the end of the day, they're looking to score points. They're not thinking about, if we only score 14 points, our defense will do the rest of the work. No, it doesn't.
I don't believe they're thinking like that. You don't believe they're thinking like that. They're just getting beat.
That's what Shanahan is showing. Shanahan is showing that.
He's an offensive-minded coach. There's no way he's thinking that way.
If my offense doesn't do good, I'm relying on my defense. That's what he's doing.
All right. Emilio, I know what you're thinking.
You may not agree with me.
I don't.
You may not agree with me, but if you really look at it, that's what he's doing. He needs to make sure his offense scores 30
He
points.
came
If we don't do that against the Chargers, if we do not do this against the Chargers, score 30 points, we're not going to beat the Chargers.
Well, you know what?
Now,
they're weak on D, and it might happen for you, Emilio. Fam, we got to go, though.
You need to score 30 points.
I think it's coming, too. Fam, let me see you tomorrow. I hope you got this spot you're doing right now is good if you're at work tomorrow. I can hear you. All right.
No, I'll be at home tomorrow.
Oh, cool. All right. I'll be looking for you.
I'm not through and through.
There you go.
But I need some offense at the Shanahan.
I agree. I think you're going to get it. Christian McCaffrey's serious.
I hope so. Because
Right.
if not, he needs to get fired, like I've been saying.
I know. I've heard you say that.
You have a good night.
You too, fam.
And I'm going to keep saying it. I won 30 points a game.
Right.
You have a good night, man.
You too, Emilio. There he goes. Give him his 30 points, Kyle. You know he's not going to rest until he gets him 30 points. So, hey, Josh.
Ronbo. It's Trent Baalke.
I was about to say this. It sounds familiar. Hey, Josh. Trent.
Yeah, I haven't heard you do that for a while, so it was pretty
I almost did
entertaining
tonight.
when you did it.
So somebody mentioned wanted to talk bad about Trent earlier, and I was about to get into my Trent. No, wait just a damn minute. Don't bring me into this conversation, because I'll be damned if I didn't do the best I could the entire time I was here. And by the way, that caller you just had, Emilio, talking about scoring 30 points, Colin Kaepernick scored 30 points with his eyes closed. So anybody that says that the 49ers have made an upgrade over my regime, well, they can go and put their head in a donut and hope the donut's made out of steel. Trent used to actually he really did believe his own BS. Trent, you're not doing anything to bond with your players. They don't like you. Josh, how many of the guys on the team you think like John Lynch? I think all of them do.
I think the whole staff, the whole front office, all of the players, I think they really like him because he's a former player.
Yeah.
He can relate to them because he's a former player. And, he treats them like human beings. He has respect for them and he cares for them.
Yeah.
He really does.
It makes a lot of difference.
And, he's made some mistakes in the draft. He has, but who hasn't? But it's because he cares about people. He is a people person 100%.
But Josh, what's going on in Jacksonville? They mentioned his name. I was watching that Jacksonville game a week or so ago. Yeah, Trent Baalke's been trying to assemble this team, and I laughed as soon as he said, Trent Baalke's been trying to assemble this team. I couldn't stop laughing. Hey, good luck, Jacksonville. You're going to need it.
We're going to draft D every single draft. Defensive lineman, every draft.
You know what, though, Josh? I don't know if we could actually. You know what? I'm starting to think on offense might be easier to build than a solid. At the bottom line in any championship game is going to be the defense. No matter what anybody says, the defense is going to be the one that determines whether your offense is going to be able to win or not, no matter what, right? So if you got a weak defense like the what was Peyton Manning's? Remember the Broncos that year that we should have went to the Super Bowl, and the Broncos offense with Peyton Manning was way more potent than the Seahawks at that time. And who won the game?
Oh yeah.
That's always the way it is.
The Seagulls.
They shut the Broncos offense down. Now you don't have to score any points. You're going to win.
Yep. But, I think for the rest of the season, I think we're going to win a lot more games than what people are thinking. I think we're only going to lose one game the rest of the season.
Which one?
I've been thinking about it. Possibly, I think Miami.
Ah, no, we all agree. Scared of Miami.
I think it's going to be Miami. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm not really worried about the Seagulls. I mean, after watching them face Arizona, it was not a good game. It was just horrible. Both teams played like crap. I'm not afraid of the Chargers. They're banged up. That should be a win for us unless we shoot ourselves in the foot. But we've got a lot of guys coming back, though. A lot of guys are going to come back. We're getting better throughout the whole season. This bye week, It definitely came when we needed it. It for sure came when we needed it. But one thing, Ronbo, I don't know if you actually caught this, but I saw a podcast special with Dante Whitner.
Yeah,
and he was
Brian
talking,
was just talking about that. Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about how Vic Fangio, he's going to come back and coach. And I'm sure the Niners are already in talks with him, and I'm pretty sure, DeMarcus, he's going to go probably to the Colts.
Oh.
That's what I'm thinking is going to happen.
Because I was hoping, because
D'Amico
is going to leave next year, provided that defense gets right back up to speed, as they were earlier. And I was hoping that Vic might want to come over and help us out for a little while and build his reputation back up as a great coach, lead that defense to the number one position, and get a job the following year.
I think that's what's going to happen. But, okay, so what do you think is going to happen this Sunday, Ronbo? What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's Sunday night. The 49ers, I think their confidence is running sky high. I think every time McCaffrey takes a snap within that offense, he's going to take it. He's going to learn it that much more. They look good as it is. But I think there's another level for it to go to. If this is the early stage of what they look like together, now what that does is cause all kinds of havoc for any defense. Now has got to deal with an assembly of weapons that was already dominating. Now you've got McCaffrey as a catalyst. Damn, this could be.
Do you think Elijah Mitchell is going to play this game?
Oh, hell yes. Oh,
yeah,
now I got
too.
McCaffrey running little screens.
I think so.
I got George rolling around in the flat. I got Debo suddenly crossing path with McCaffrey across the field and crossing better. Jimmy looks right, looks left. He laughs. George, there's nobody open. You're clearly the only. There's nobody left to guard you. Take it. It's all yours, babe. I love the possibilities. Woo! God, I can't wait to see what happens next.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game. I think our offense is really going to ball out. I think it's going to be a 30-plus point, 31 or higher plus point, game for us.
It's all about how fast they can get the timing down. Because whatever Kyle's doing, this is like the first time they're seeing it, right? With Debo. So, I got Debo, I got McCaffrey, I got George. The offensive line's starting to look a little better, so they don't need George on the line blocking, on inline blocking all the time. And there's Juice. What? He's the guy, right? If anybody's going to be open all day long, it's going to be Juice, because when he's not on blocking assignment, who's guarding Juice? Nobody. There's nobody left.
Yeah, he's our Swiss Army knife. He really is.
God, I can't wait till Sunday to see what Kyle has got going on and how well they absorbed it. Man, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, Sunday cannot come any faster.
I know.
This bye week has been horrible.
I know, right? Well, that's because we know what's coming
great,
up. But Josh, I tell you what, let's get together tomorrow and see what Kyle's cooking. Okay.
All right, sounds good, Ronbo. Ronbo, can I get a Niners shout out?
Oh, no doubt. Just do that 3 times a day, and I guarantee you better health.
All right, Ronbo.
Night, Josh. Yeah, I tell you, the possibilities, the stunts, the bizarre, twist. It's going to be funny. Is You know, I would try once. I don't know how well IU can throw the ball, but I know Debo can. Can you see Debo going downfield throwing one to Christian McCaffrey? Oh, God. There are so many flexible. Because, see, you got an offense now that's extremely flexible. Oh, man. Oh. I'd love to sit in a room with Kyle. I just want to see what he does. I just want Kyle. Can I just watch you while you work? I just want to see what. You don't have to explain anything. I'll just try to grasp it as you go through it, because he's got it up on the computer screen. Lines are going across. Can you see yourself watching? Oh my God! Oh my God! That'll work all day. Oh, that would just be mean. The guys get this already? Just being so excited, man. Oh, damn. Hey, let's go ahead and take the rest of this evening off. I'll see you tomorrow. Because it's midweek with Kyle's meeting. He should be in a meeting tomorrow. I haven't checked the media schedule, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be in on Wednesday. Anyway, fam, hey, have a great night. Thanks for coming out tonight. I'll see you tomorrow. Hit the like, and don't forget to subscribe. So when we have fun, I'll be able to find you. I know! God, I love doing